Lethargic, trying to stay productive, tracking every minute but it feels self-destructive. Too much time, too little pressure, too many plans, it's impossible to measure. Scroll through my feed and it's all check me out. Another level up and they ain't even going out. So I go get some air, aimlessly walking, mask on, mask off, no point in talking. Mayday, I'm crashing like a plane. Don't wait, overstimulate my brain. Discipline, Ritalin, nothing ever fitting in. Keeping up your smile cause you know there's people struggling. Don't be a burden, cut that excuse. Offer your shoulder, help them out the noose, take a breather. How's your mental health? Happiness is stronger than drugging off your wealth. But it's easy when you don't know yourself. Torn between identity and being someone else, girl. Mayday, I'm crashing like a plane. Don't wait, overstimulate my brain.
So strong it makes you sick. You're right back up when you knock me down. Cause baby, I can take a hit that would make some people just quicker. Up to you if you try me now. I'ma take it like a girl. I'ma take it like a girl. Take it like a girl. I'ma take it like a girl. I'ma take it like a girl.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very incredibly interesting and exciting Into the Den Dead of Winter women's esports event. We are here. It is me, Blazybar, joined by the wonderful Kai Casts, aka Blue. How you doing today, man?
I'm feeling fantastic. Really excited to be here. Really excited to see these everyone just play incredibly well, and can't wait to see what happens. Yeah.
We've got a whole bunch of teams competing today. We're gonna start off. Today is obviously the Saturday of the event, the 2-day event. Today's again obviously Saturday. tomorrow being the Sunday. Starting off today, we've got the round robin bracket, the pools formation starting, where all the teams in each individual group will be playing against each other to see who is going to come out on top and move into tomorrow's bracket. Of course, we are doing this all in an effort to raise funds for the situation currently going on in Ukraine. And we'd like to give a big shout out to the people helping us fund that. That's British Ukraine Aid, a charity that provide immediate direct support to war casualties and help them on the ground, whether that's with partner organizations to assemble first aid kits, or whether it's to go in on the ground and deliver life-essential medications. They are doing God's over in a place that certainly needs it.
Yeah, so absolutely fantastic that we're doing this, and incredible work that they are putting in to help the Ukrainians in the effort that obviously the whole situation going on over there. But yes, and I believe there's a couple of links to donate if you guys are willing and would like to donate. So feel free to do that. Today, I believe we have Solstice versus Darlings, two fantastic teams. Looking in before the match starts, Blazy, what are your expectations heading into this?
Well, I mean, it's hard to have expectations for teams that we haven't really seen yet, but I'm hoping for some high-octane games, some interesting strategies. I'm really interested in particular to see the kind of compositions that come out. Obviously, this is going to be one of the first tournaments, at the very least, that I've seen with an inclusion of Harbor. So it'll be really interesting to see how these teams utilize that new character to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, I think Icebox is being chosen as the map that we're going to play, and Solstice picking up the defending side. So with Icebox obviously being such a versatile in terms of verticality or too many angles to check, is it defending or attacking side, do you reckon?
Oh boy, throwing the hard questions at me straight away.
In there.
Do I think Icebox is an attacking or a defending based map? There are certainly a lot of places that you have to consider as an attacker. So I think it's almost very composition dependent, right? If the attacking team decides that they want to go for a very duelist heavy comp and really get onto these sites quick and fast, potentially with some KO to support with that silence, maybe we could see the defense start to fall apart. But I do think this is going to be a very heavy bout of defense utility. Expect to see Vipers, expect to see Smokes, expect to see a lot of slow-paced games.
And heading into this, as you said, you've got a lot of Vipers, a lot of Smokes. Do you reckon they'll pick up a double Smokers with the Brim and Viper combination that a couple of pro teams have used on Icebox? Or do you reckon there'll be more of a kind of presence towards the Sentinels with the Sage and Killjoy combinations?
I think we might have lost Kai's audio there for a second. So, ladies and gents, we are obviously just getting ready to head into this first game. We're going to be looking at Group G to begin with. This is a group containing Solstice, Darlings, We Miss Her, and Oracle X. Clearly a pool of incredible names. So excited to see what these teams will bring to the table. We won't just be looking at Group G, though. Throughout the rest of the day, we will be taking a peek into some of the other groups and seeing what kind of games they will be able to bring out for us. There are 8 spaces available going into tomorrow's bracket format. So it will be the top team from each of these groups to come out into that.
Yes, I believe my audio should have been fixed by now. Sorry about that. I don't know why it cut out, but it did. So yeah, chat is now saying like Icebox is very well balanced and is very, very well balanced. But as you said, it does sort of lean to the defending side. So will you expect to see more Sentinels or more Smokers to combat the defending side?
The defending side, I think it's going to have to be... well, the thing is with Valorant, right, Kai, is that you can't change your comp halfway through. So the comp that you take in for the defense has to be the same comp that you're happy to bring in with you to the offense. So if we're seeing one team really, doubling and tripling down on these Sentinel comps, they might find it more difficult to breach the sites going forward into the offensive side. So I think we're going to have to see that balance. I think maybe sprinkle in a Neon with your Vipers and your Sages, get a little bit of that. We can swap the pace and be aggressive when we need to or when the map flips.
And as you said, Neon being picked, for example, is there any agents you want to see? Because I'm a massive fan of Yoru. Neon straight away. The fast-paced gameplay that we see from Neon.
There is very few characters, Kai, that their whole design is based as an onomatopoeia of their name. And the only great one is Neon.
And as we're talking about agents going into the map picks here, we see a Chamber. Obviously, this is pre-nerf. So Chamber's still a very, very strong pick we expect to see from both teams. Yoru and Harbor kind of being floated by the side of Solstice here. Harbor on Icebox is a very interesting pick and one that could be very beneficial. What are your thoughts, Blazy?
Well, Harbor's ultimate is just truly, it can cover an entire site and really force everyone on the enemy team to have to reposition constantly. So already, pairing that Harbor with and against a Viper is going to be super deadly. First off, it will put Darlings into a potentially awkward situation if they're trying to hide inside the Viper ult. And then equally on the other side, if Darlings are trying to push into Solstice's Viper ult, then it could be another huge issue because of that reduced amount of visibility. Might be able to not be able to see that stun coming. Equally though, on Darling's side, we are seeing the Chamber being picked up. This is actually, hold that thought. I think Solstice have just picked. That's them out of time, so I believe it will be the double chamber on each side. This is going to be pre-nerfs. Maybe the last competitive showing we'll see of this champion before he's put in the ground for permanent.
And looking at both comps, they're both quite similar, but Solstice opting for the Jet instead of the KO. I'm not a massive fan of that. I personally think Darlings has the better team composition. Jet isn't really that useful in my opinion on this map. You have a couple of updrafts, but the dash forward isn't as effective. I'd rather have the Chamber on the defensive side of the map to peek with the Operator and then be able to teleport back rather than dash back with the Jet. And I think KO offers a lot more versatility with his knives, flashes, and Molotovs, especially with denial plants and also post-plant situations. So I'm kind of looking towards Darlings to having a bit of an advantage heading into this.
I will. I'll pose this question to you though, Blue. We were talking a little bit about how obviously you have to bring the defending comp into the offensive comp. There are no duelists on the side of Darlings, so potentially, let's get rid of the AWP, right? And let's not focus on what this Jet could be doing with that Operator. Could the Jet itself be an answer to that? Okay, well, we need to have someone who can step on their gas pedal.
In a couple of situations, Jet is the ideal character, but I'm just thinking that information from Darlings and with the Sova drone, with the utility that you have and the KO knives to suppress the Jet, to suppress the KO, I think it's just not suppress the KO, suppress the Chamber. I think it's just too valuable to have not to pick him. So for me, KO over Jet. Jet is useful to get on sites and Solstice are starting on the defense here, so Darlings might be at a disadvantage not being able to get onto site here. But with the information and the smokes, they should be able to counteract the negative effects of not having a Jet.
I need to know, observers, has anyone on Solstice killed the Snowman? It's an important question, and it will determine if they're able to clutch out a victory on the offensive side of this map. The Snowman, obviously the most important objective on Icebox.
Obviously it is, and as we head into this, it's looking like a bit of a moment. Lottie fan getting picked off, and Darling Series trading out very nicely.
Shots traded there, getting a little bit aggressive. Jet right at the start here. We could argue it did potentially pay off for him. Actually, hold on, Joanne getting aggressive, steps up onto the ramp. Not able to land a hit just yet, but are able to trade kills once again, 1-for-1. Now trying to get aggressive, but that teleport going to come straight off after missing that headhunter shot there. Finally pushing onto the site are Solstice. Spikes is planted. Now that's going to put Darlings into the retake situation.
And this is where Darling could have such an advantage with the team composition, with the Viper lineup, with the post-plant situation and setup they have. Joanne is holding back here with the Headhunter, hoping to get a pick. Mushiru picking up Darling here, now in a 2v3 situation post-plant. The Solstice are looking to retake site. Shock darts coming through. Vipers is hitting, going back. Looking around. Joanne picking up Darling. Wall comes up, and Abby finally able to get picked up the Viper there.
And just a really clean round from Solstice for the most part, right? Other than, obviously, Lottie's aggressive push there right at the start. It was very good trades, very safely played. We obviously saw Chamber there using that teleport instantly. Doesn't even stick around to check whether or not he's hit the shot in the first place. But gets the shot off and then instantly hits that teleport to get to safety. He knows that his life is way more valuable than any damage he might be able to do, especially with the Sage still on the board.
Lottie pushing up here on A side, trying to get a bit of information, trying to get some space here, and it's just looking like Darling's just expecting a heavy push somewhere, expecting a heavy push mid. Michael will set up very nicely, I believe, mid push. No, that was the Harbour side. Harbour Wall and the Scout picking up Darling here. Series side.
Remedis able to find that first kill through the smoke. Actually finds the pickup onto Sage. What an incredible shot. Finds actually that little crack on the right-hand side. Potentially saw Sage going for the cross. There's another leg shot there onto the KO. Semidus is absolutely wreaking havoc with this Scout down mid at the moment. And now only 2 players left standing. Half HP on both of them. Here's the shots coming out from the ramp and goes to potentially try and peek it, but it's going to be Joanne finding that one, dashing forward. Nothing really for the Darlings to do. It was that second round lull, but full eco now is going to allow Darlings to really set up, fully buy for this round. And now with Vandals on their side, could be a very easy momentum shift for them.
Yeah, their attacking position was quite nice. I expect a bit more pace from them, especially with the eco round. They might as well try something a bit fast-paced rather than sitting back and letting them come to you, because if they come to you with better weapons, they're going to win. And as we saw, it's a flawless round from the Solstice, so really nice and clean from them. Darling's looking like they're going to hit their A site here. Chamber peeking, which is very, very useful at just holding these angles, Chamber, so it's been nice to see. But Solstice pushing up, maybe putting early pressure here. Jets moved all the way up past Tube. Will Chamber get caught out by this?
Nope, he will not. That Vandal just too strong right now. Able to find out the Jet and put an end to her push. Although the rest of Darling still moving up. Mushero able to find 1 kill. The Viper's down already. Trying to pick through this wall. The rest of Darlings all have better equipment. And Sage is not in a great position. Is going to get taken down there. But it's going to be a trade either way. Both Sages falling. And that's going to be Sova with a second kill. Leading us to this 2v2 situation. Recon Bolt is going to hit Darling's set. It's going to be the attempt at the retake. 1 kill trades each way. Daria able to find that return. Fake is successful, and Joanne gets a clean headshot and shifts it back. The first, I tell a lie, the third round in favor of Solstice. I was looking at the wrong Chamber. Darling swept off their feet.
Yeah, I mean, Abby was putting so much work. They're putting so much utility. The Sova, incredible work. The shock darts to kill the attackers, and then the pick with the Spectre. The Chamber lurk mid was incredible from the side of Darlings there, but unable to capitalize fully. So, as we saw, Solstice picking up the round, and I mean, full buy for side of Solstice, and Darlings now in a difficult situation with just Sheriffs, a bit of armor, and kind of a dream at the moment.
Well, it's still early days, right? There's plenty of time for Darlings to... Oh my goodness, Lottie finds 1 and she's going back in for the repeat. She wants more blood at the moment. Misses the second shot, but Jet still looking to find more. They haven't challenged her. Dash isn't available, so she could be in a very bad situation here as 2 kills go in the favor of Darling. Smoke comes down, trying to cover out that retreat. Now a one person down on Darlings and 2 down on Solstice as the rotation comes through.
Yeah, really nice picks. I was a bit worried the Jet was going to get picked off there, especially with the tight angles that Icebox can offer and the operator in hand. So a bit dangerous, but manages to get keep her life and stay away with the operator here. And Mushiro getting picked off by V. Very nice swing. And now they have sight full map control, really. And 4v2 situation looking like a bit of a loss here for the side of Solstice. I'm not sure how this is happening. It's just absolutely incredible play from the side of Darlings.
Might be worth it just to go ahead and save at this point, but Ab definitely doesn't want to let that happen. Pushing forward, here's the shot from the AWP, knows that that's his window, gets 1 kill now, looking onto site, trying to find some more, but that bomb is ticking down rather quickly, looking for this angle. Unfortunately, not able to stick that defuse. 1 headshot more is going to allow Ab some more pressure, but 2 people left standing. And the bomb is too far gone. Surely looking for 1 more pick is Ab. Might not make it out in time, but with a knife should be able to run away from that bomb just in time. Everyone makes it out, and Darlings pick up their first round of the game.
Absolutely incredible play. Bear in mind they were on Sheriffs as well, so just kind of going to show that anything can happen, as we do know in Valorant it can. Ab doing all she can to try and win the round for the side of Solstice, but unfortunately with 2 kills, not enough time on the board for them to pick up the win. 3-1 for in favour of Solstice, so not bad for them. Still in a strong position. Operator still in the hands of Lottie here, so really excited to see what they can do with the weapon now, especially with that first pick down on B main, which was absolutely incredible. Now switching it up onto the A site, just getting a bit of early information, dashing back now, and we see Chamber still on B, and looking like a bit of a B hit now from the side of Darlings. What are your thoughts so far, Blazy?
I'm thinking, I like how Solstice are definitely not afraid to swap up their positioning. We're seeing Joan here holding the angle at red box, as already Jet finding the first kill of the engagement line. I'm not going to let that go unanswered, though. Finds Mushiru, now continuing to push back. That's the 2nd kill for the Viper. Down falls 2, still potentially unaware. Actually, scratch that, not unaware. Down has fallen, the Chamber. Solstice's Chamber has moved back from that teleporter. Now Ab trying to find some information, spots out the KO, and he's going to fall down now too. Still in a decent spot. Our Darlings as the defuse starts getting just tempted, but Liner has the setup, has the angle, and will activate that smoke to pick up the kill. Now a 2v2 situation. Darlings have decent positioning here, but it's going to be down to the aim fight. There's one. The trade comes through and going straight back to the spike. Goes to tap it. Forces out the attempt at the peak. KO knows he does not have to peek. They do not have the time. Tries to tap the bomb again, but there is no reason to fake. No shots available, and Ab surely doesn't make it out this time.
Yeah, real nice try from Ab there, but Daria just doing all they can to deny the bomb defuse there. Incredible play, a bit of a game of ring around the roses there. The Molotovs were coming from perfection. Absolutely incredible play from the side of Darlings to say, like, we've got Viper and KO, both have Molotovs, both need to be there for post-plant, protecting those players. Sova, series in this instance, was just playing it on site, just give a bit of friction, kind of delay the push for Viper and KO, kind of protect them. So really, really nice team play to see from the side of Darlings, and well-deserved round 2 for them.
Looking good so far. Nice competitive game, back and forth. We haven't seen necessarily anything major happen that would tell us the swings, but Lottie fan trying to sway the conversation here. Beautiful updraft into the knives. There's a second one. Still looking for more. There come the smokes. Just trying to find himself into a decent position, but not quite able to. Dashes straight into the arms of Daria, who claims that first kill in return for the Darlings. Now looking to continue this aggression and continue to deny the aggression from Solstice in the mid lane. The resurrection is going to come through, putting it back to a 4v4, but peeking around the corner with that Sheriff, trying to find more damage. Not quite able to do much with it, but now charging forward, Darling Star, looking to find more, finds one, and Mushiro is going to put an end to it. 2v3 situation, no spike planted yet, but Solstice already on the ropes.
They're quite literally on the ropes here. Solstice are going to collect weapons down mid, give the Sage a bit of a weapon and a fighting chance almost. Revive comes through, so it's 3v3 now, post-plant situation. Side, Darlings are looking a bit low on HP with the KO, almost dead, and Sage now just healing up. Was Sage left on 1 HP, do we know?
Sage was super low, whether or not it was 1 HP or 5. not really going to make much of a difference. Still definitely in that one-tap range. Now, Semidus shooting around with that utility, trying to see if they can put some damage on the board, but 2 clean kills in favor of the Solstice have done really, really well to keep this going. There's the ultimate from Sova, is able to pick up the Sage, but not quite, not the Sage, sorry, the Viper, but not quite going to be able to stop the defuse out. Sage is able to get that one off, and a thrifty win for the defenders there to put them back into that 2-point lead.
Incredible push. I mean, the Jet was just leading the charge there. He fantastic aim with the knife skills, trying to dodge the bullets down, but unfortunately getting picked off there. I mean, they're just absolutely incredible, and their 50 fans apparently, darling. I mean, yeah, great attacking play from the side of Darlings. I mean, Solstice trying something different there with the push down mid. Now Lottie with the operator in hand. We know what she can do with this operator. Absolute weapon. So Joanne just tucking in now. We see a bit of a push coming through. 4-man push. Chambers lurking like they normally do. Very, very typical A push coming out now.
Charging down towards the A site. They want fast, and they want now. Joanne has to use that teleport early to get themselves out of dodge. Now, the rest of Darlings do have the site available to them, but Joanne, from the rafters, is able to find one. Mushero trying to get some more action, but going to get put in the ground there. Joanne is there to trade the kill. Semidus finds one for themselves. Now, Darlings in a bit of a rough situation. It's not necessarily their round to win. So with 1 kill under their belts, they are probably pretty happy with the way this is going. Darling... Sorry, Vi, not Darling. That's the clan tag. Vi is looking for a little more something, and Darling Star around the side does encounter the operator while Joanne finishes off his last teammate. And now everybody knows where he is. Everyone wants a piece of the action. It's just going to be who is able to get to it first, and it will be Joan with that final kill. I believe that was a 4K for the chamber this time around. A beautiful, beautiful round from Solstice, but let's not put Darlings down too much. It was an eco round, so not expected to win. They did get 1 kill, which is definitely more than they should hope for.
Yeah, Darling, nice try, but Solstice too strong in this instance. Their defense is looking very, very clean. They're not over-committing, they're not over-rotating. It's just very, very lovely to see. Just good Valorant coming out. Now looking like a bit of a mid-push here. This is something that we don't often see happening because mid is such a hard area to push with so many angles to check and so many bits of utility that can counter the pushes here. But Lottie here with the B hold with the operator. Dash has been popped, so will they use it? Gets the pick. Oh, was that Pixel? A Pixel?
Play with fire, you're gonna get burned, and I think Sage just learned that lesson the hard way. Lina trying to push onto the A site, but Jones still off onto a tear, holding on this corner angle here. Could be able to find Ceres if he doesn't pre-fire this corner. Was able to do so. The teleport not quite coming out in time. Will shoot Jones' body outside, which is nice. It might smell a little bit nicer on A site after a few rounds, but that's going to be a pickup from Star, now looking to continue that and maybe find another pick here in the mid. I was about to say the mid lane, and I suppose it is. But no such luck there, but no damage traded either way, so no harm, no foul.
I'm not sure they know where Lottie is here with the operator, but the timing, so unfortunate. Shorty coming out here. Can they get pick onto Darling Star?
Has
to get close.
No
Has to
way.
get close to the moment. He's got the operator in hand. Gets the pick. I mean, this has been...
Should have knifed.
Joanne, should have knifed. But, I mean, Series getting the pick onto Lottie Fan here. That was literally a game over in Roses. The Chambers went up through mid, down to, picked off a player on Solstice, and then got picked off from behind as well. So, I mean, Valorant timing at its finest. Now, the post-plant situation here, we have Ceres getting picked off by Musharu, who's been on form so far this game. They have the wall to combat the post-plant setup here. Pops it now, going to tap the bomb, going to check.
She doesn't know.
Does not know. Coming through mid here. She does know. She doesn't think, but unfortunately, she knows. But Daria still takes the duel, gets the headshot, and I mean, this is some prime Lottie here
right
with
now.
the.
It's so unfortunate for Sage, right? Because
Dash has been
there's the
popped.
age-old
We'll use it.
adage, right? Pros don't fake, and that's why pros don't fake. Because sometimes the big brain strategy is expecting the other team to fake and going for that long rotation. In this case, pulled off perfectly by Darlings. KO goes all the way around through mid. If Moshiro had just stuck that defuse, I have no doubt in my mind that they would have won the round. But instead, tries to go for that big brain play, which is the safer play. Let me reiterate, it is definitely safer to try and go for that fake. But it's just that unfortunate 1 in 100 chance that the full rotation comes through, and just didn't quite work out for Sage this time around. But overall, very cleanly played by Moshi.
Yeah,
And
very,
KO.
very cleanly played. KO, yeah, I mean, both players just kind of baiting each other out. I mean, both did exactly the right thing. KO not playing into the hands of the Sage there, just saying, look, we normally stay behind. I normally chuck the Molotovs. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go around mid. I know you've got a wall as well, so you're going to use that to block the main lane. So I'm just going to go around mid, get the different angle, and the bomb plant obviously planted for mid there. So really nice to see KO having a bit of a heads-up play.
Yeah, it was a beautiful plant, right? Super risky, but they knew they had the space to do it, and that way they can cover 2 angles. They can make Sage think that it's either going to be from B main or it's going to be from mid. Unfortunately, didn't guess right. It was like a 75-25 split that would happen one way or another. But back into it now. Here we go. 5-3 is the current score on the door. A couple ults available at the moment. It's going to be Viper and Sova on the side of Solstice. And 3. Currently, one of them already being used. Darling's Chamber is currently holding on to that ultimate.
But
There's the ultimate coming through from Lina.
Classic in hand here. Lottie getting the pick onto Lina, so the ultimate is just completely wasted here. Well, that must have been through the smoke. So fantastic play. A bit lucky, but incredible play. Series here just posted up. Nice little angle behind the wall. Wall is going to break, so he's going to have to go back. And now kind of caught in between 2, kind of trapped almost. We've got the push up mid here. Looking like an absolute massacre. About a massacre is about to happen, in my opinion, right now.
All comes down to the peak. Joanne misses the first shot, tries to jiggle it out, but they weren't expecting Semidus to be here too. The double peek to find him, and Start is able to find the other one in trade. Darlings now have reversed the flow. Another one comes out. Bushiro takes the L, and Abby finally able to put a stop to the Chamber's rampage. But the spike is coming through, and Soba is ulting. Not quite able to find anyone with it, though. Pushing forward. KO trying to find the damage, but not quite able to find the angle onto Ab just yet. Location dart is coming through. Able to temporarily reveal the location of KO. Now pushing onto site. 2 to find, and a spike available. This could be a very crucial round for Darlings if Ab isn't able to win this one out. Knows that they're playing back. 2 people have the ultimate available. There's going to be the fake out. Now Sova ult trying to come through to deal some damage. There's going to be the spike as well. Finds a 1, and now Sova is so far away. It's going to have to be the miracle from Darlings, but Solstice gets wet feet. And it's not going to matter. Ceres is able to clutch this one out, bringing Darlings up to the 5-4 Solstice. Darlings are hot on your tail.
Darlings are clawing back the lead at the moment here. Ceres doing incredible play, playing the time, playing the objective. The Sova darts just did miss though, so there was an opportunity for Abby there to clutch up, but I'm not sure the Sova even got halfway on the bomb. I think they may have just tabbed off as soon as just before the halfway mark. I'm not entirely sure though. 5-4 now, so this is exactly what you wanted, a tight game between 2 incredible teams. Joanne pushing up B main here, with leaving the Sage alone onto A, and Viper as well pushing up B main with this Chamber here. Bit of a risky play, but I mean they've got a bit of a heads up play as well, so incredible to see.
Smedis does start off that little engagement, and it's going to be the Chamber on Darlings. Just warding them off, and a beautiful tap there from Lottie to find the first kill of the round. Down falls Ceres, and already Darlings have a man down coming into this push on what looks to be the A site. Looks like the rest of Solstice are giving them some space, though. They don't necessarily want to engage straight away. They have a lot of defensive utility that they're using here, but there's going to be the KO ult coming through. Daria leading this charge, making sure no one on Solstice can really answer back with their own abilities. It's going to last a long time. A few more pulses coming through from that. And then the Darlings should be able to go for this... Solstice should be able to play for this retake.
Yeah, Utility finally coming through from the defenders here, looking to retake as much before. Now in a 4v4, Star getting the pick onto Lottie, who's been feeding so good to him out right now. Lina getting the Viper down. The ultimate has been destroyed. Lina again getting one kill, but Joanne shutting them down. Now in a 2v1 situation here. Daria, what can they do? Nothing. Semi just gets the pick, and the stick comes through. Joanne finally defusing the spike. 6-4 now.
I like the use of the Sage ult there. I feel like some people might look at that and be like, oh, that's, is that potentially wasteful? Right at the end of the round, is it really worth it? But absolutely there. As far as I'm concerned, there was definitely a reality in which Darlings was able to clutch up in that situation, right? So by using that ultimate, you are adding another body to the available people on your side of the field that are able to prevent that clutch from coming through. And in a game like this, where it's so close, it's almost necessary. But Lottie racking up those knives. She's found the right push point here, has the jet, and now just waiting for that Viper wall, holding onto the dash. This is going to be a very precarious situation. No longer has the dash, but the flick is going to be good for one headshot. There's the second. The chamber potentially being the third, but not quite going to land. Star able to close that one out, but 2 kills in favor and a third on the other side of the map means that Darlings is playing this from a huge disadvantage right off the bat.
We really are. Star just trying to put as much work as possible. So dangerous. Lottie has been incredible. The aim has been crisp. KO, though, still left alive. So we know the potential that KO has to clutch here. But the bomb not being planted for mid here. Molotov comes through, putting a bit of damage into the chamber here. Putting down to half HP, but the DK finally wears off. And he's back up to full now. Now, setting up in a post-punch situation. No flank coming through, so all pressure coming through this B side. Wall goes up, and the fuse is just being stuck here. Joanne gets the kill onto Star there, and I mean, Mushiru just holding the defuse, gets the kill, and even though Daria gets one kill into Abby, nothing they can do to get the round win.
Very precarious situation. No longer has the dash, but the flick is going to be good for one headshot. There's the second. It's just not a precarious situation. No longer has the dash, but the flick. Let's see again, and just look at. Oh, okay, we didn't get to see the third kill. There was just. It must have been just a pixel to the right. That knife just sailed straight past the head of Star there, not quite able to make the connection. Which is a shame because it was a beautiful play, and we had some Jet doubters at the start of today. Admittedly, myself and you being two of them, but definitely being shown why this pick is so valued to Solstice on this map. Apparently.
Well, when you're playing with this much confidence with Lottie as she is right now, I mean, why wouldn't you pick Jet? She's just on form. She's being herself. She's just challenging everything. Gets a pick now. Headshot onto V here. Shots through the smoke. She's challenging left, right, center. Finally getting picked off by Lina. I mean, that was literally like 4 people were shooting at her at one point in time. Star getting a pick of this. The Viper ult comes through. Mushiru getting the shorty out, getting the kill into the chamber. Lina shutting down the Sage, getting a nice trade out. Now, in a 2v3 situation, Solstice, bomb pump comes through. Darlings looking to pick up their 5th round.
Solstice are in a really rough spot right now. Full HP are both of them. Ab going up that rope up above. They know where they're coming from thanks to the knife, and Joan and Daria just narrowly brush past each other. Lina does reveal themselves, and Daria heads up that rope, but Lynn with a beautifully placed ult and 4 kills in this round. Lynn? What a way to close out the half. Darlings were a little bit on the back foot, especially to begin with, but they showed us that they can fight back into the Solstice team comp, pound for pound. My only question now is, Blue, how are Solstice going to do on this offensive side, especially considering that they have quite a few more offensive capabilities than the Darlings?
Yes, but also on the flip side of that, we have the Darlings having a lot more defensive side. So for me, it's just looking as though it's going to be a bit of an even matchup at the moment. Jet has, I mean, Lottie's been on form at the moment, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have like 3Ks every single round at this point in time. It's been incredible watching her play. Jet pushing up, just going as fast as possible. This is why Jet is so good, such a good pick in this instance. You have the fast play, the space being taken, and allowing the teammates to push up behind. Sagewall doing nothing really.
Ooh.
I mean, Jet's just taking so much space. Chamber as well, coming into support. Shots through the wall, damage being put in. No one's dead though. All the bullets just not having the desired effect. But Lina getting the first pick of the half onto Joanne.
It's all a damage game, and 2 kills go in favor of Alina. Still trying to push up a full wave of Darlings members charging through onto the A site. Mushiro just trying to find a little bit more of that damage. As Abe finds 3 of his own. That's going to be a 4th, potentially, but it's going to be in favor of Darla. Downfall, Ceres. Sorry, Downfall's Ab is going to be Ceres picking up the kill. Sorry, some silver on silver violence has me confused. That's going to be the round picked up for the Darlings.
That was just messy, but I absolutely loved every second of it. They just said 5v5 retake. Let's just get straight into this. Let's make this as gritty as possible. Lina and Abby putting so much work in for their teams. And I mean, Darling is coming up with the round win. Really nice retake from them. And as we see now, buying up half by from the side of Darling. Daria picking up the scout, which we know had so much of an effect on the second round in this map with the side of Solstice, doing so much work with it. So it'd be interesting to see what they can do with this weapon.
Standing ahead.
Straight away with the long-range recon dart, just trying to scout out where they're going. I'm not sure if anyone was picked up, actually, as this huge charge into the kitchen might leave Ceres dead, but he isn't able to spot anyone out. There's the charge forward. Lottie trying to find the first engagement, just destroys a gadget for now. Darling in a rough position. I believe that was the other side of his teleporter that was taken out. He's able to spot people out, and Severus is able to find the first one, but down the corridor, Vi finds 2, looking for a third, but Mushiro's going to find it out. The Sheriff picks up 1 kill. Now Star with the return. Mushiro does fall down, and Lottie in some trouble. There's going to be the Molotov kill in favor of Lina, and it looks like a pretty clean sweep here from the Darlings, able to find a defuse and even up the scores for the first time since round 1. It is dead even 7-7.
I mean, that 2 play was incredible. I think one person got pinged, which is why they started sprinting and decided just to ascend it, because they were spotted. The Solstice knew where they were. So, I mean, really nice heads-up play, really nice try. The tactics there could have worked out in massive favour for them, but unfortunately not able to capitalise on the bomb plant, not able to capitalise on the post-plant positioning. But, I mean, incredible play from the side of Darlings. Solstice now looking like they brought up and looking like a bit of an A push at the moment.
Just playing it a little bit slower this time around. I think Solstice, from the last 2, they realized that the sheer aggression wasn't working out for them. Looking to find something different this time around. Lottie, though, still is trying to get aggressive, making a commotion. I believe, though, the spike is actually on the other side of the map. I wonder if this commotion is going to force the rotation away. Solstice, they're looking like they might fall for it. Sage and KO still hanging around, but there's the call for the rotation. They've just moved off the site, and now it's got to be on Solstice to recognize this. There's everybody has moved on to B. If they don't go now, they're going to miss their window, but they're still hesitating. Blue, they've not moved an inch.
They haven't capitalised. This was an incredible play. Now Darling's realising they've been rotating back, but Solstice not quick enough to capitalise. We said that the Jet was so quick, able to take space, but unfortunately, the other teammates unable to do so. The Jet Lottie selling the fake with the dash, selling the fake with these smokes, but the bomb plant does come down. They might have been a bit careful just to not give away these guns. As we know, it can be very dangerous if you give 1 or 2 guns away, but Mushiro putting in the work now, getting 2 kills of them. Lottie putting in some work of her own, getting the kill on Star, dashing around, jumping around.
No shot!
On the board!
What an amazing series of movement plays from Lottie. Picks up 3 people, and even though they missed their windows, and unfortunately for Darlings, they weren't able to realize their mistake in time. Solstice with a blitz of aggression up. In fact, let's have a look at that again. A little bit of a spray down onto the chamber, which maybe should have been left out, but there's one, and there's the fall down onto the 3rd kill. A little bit of a rough one there at the top from Lottie, but you can't question the results. 3 beautiful kills coming out of the Jett, and once again proving the worth. That's going to be a whole momentum flip back in favor of Solstice. Can they keep it up?
I'm convinced Lottie heard us bad mouthing Jett and decided to completely shut us up here. Joanne putting in some work, getting the trade onto Star there. The Sage ultimate comes through, putting Solstice into a man advantage now. 5v4. Space has been taken, but look at where this Viper is. Viper versus Sofa right now. Able to get a kill. Yes! Samida's getting the perfect read and able to capitalize onto the lurk. So now in a 5v3 situation, post plant set up. I would think Darlings have to save here if they brought up. I mean, a 5v3 situation, utilities set up, especially with this pick from Lottie onto Lina here, looking like a save. But Samida's trying to get a kill, trying to put some damage in. Daharia playing a bit of a peekaboo and able to get a kill onto Samida's.
Just unfortunate. About as good as you could expect, though, from Darlings. Able to find 1 kill is better than nothing here. Vi still looking for a bit of aggression. Finds some damage, but not really much else after that. Daria tries to go for the ninja play, but not really great. I think I would have preferred to have seen Darlings take the 2 guns that they had and the armor that they still had on their backs and save it through into this round.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that play, personally, because you're in a 2v4 situation. Time was very, very low at that point, so the chances of you winning that is incredibly small, and it's much better value just to save in that instance and just keep the weapons and hope for a better round this round. But I mean, Lottie, with the form she's in, she's been just challenging everyone, eager challenging everyone, and getting the results coming here. Dashing on the side, I mean, headshots coming straight through, and I mean, her left, right, center, she's just taking them on one at a time. Doesn't even matter. She's got the classic out.
Whoa!
She's got so much confidence. She's getting right clicking, able to get the kill.
That's 3.
I have no idea what this person has taken right now. Is she taking a bit of Red Bull?
That's 4.
4 kills on the ball. On the ace at the moment. Got the dash at 31 HP. Lottie is putting so much work in. Darling's just taken back. Nothing Star can do here now.
What did we just witness? Lottie has grown the largest pair of cojones we have seen. Albeit we have only seen the 1 game so far today, but what an incredible showing. Continuing to push, but Semetis gonna be that filthy ace stealer. Lottie's gonna be raging in the chat at him, surely making the Silver's life miserable after the fact, but what a clean way to win a round.
I'm still in shock. She's 20 kills. I cannot comprehend that play. Just dashing into side, getting the headshots. I mean, I would normally just, I'm out of burst of the Vandal. Lottie, nope, I'm dashing for, I've got the classic, I've got a weapon, I'm going to right click from range, I'm going to get the headshot. So much confidence flowing through the Jett's veins at the moment. She's just doing the same again. She's got the support of the Saber drone, spots the gun barrel, I believe, off the stage, pings it out. Bit of a dash fake here. I mean, Lottie playing with so much confidence, looking like an absolute pro here. Able to get a kill. Unfortunately, not able to swing around, not able to do the 180, and gets picked up by Daria. But Joanne putting in the work now. And trades coming back and forth, 3v2 in favour of Solstice. Now Bomb Plant coming through.
You know, we can talk about the fact that they weren't able to get that second kill there, but realistically, right, when we're talking about roles, the role of a duelist on attack is to open up a site, right? You get that first kill, typically you're expecting to get traded most of the time. The fact that Jett was able to dash onto the site, get the first kill, and then open up the opportunity for for Solstice, sorry, to get the bomb down and secure the rest of the round, as they are doing here, is exactly what they needed to do. Even if they didn't get the highlight reel series of kills this time around, they still did exactly the role that they were needed to do, and Blue Solstice is starting to run away with this game.
Solstice is looking so, I mean, it's just so clean at the moment. Lottie's just being sent into sites, able to do what she wants to do here. Yeah, as you said, the whole point of an entry is just to get space. The Jet dash allowing that, the Raze Satchel Patch allowing that, Neon run allowing that, Yoru TP allowing that. But I mean, Lottie's putting so much work. She's getting 2 kills pretty much every round, apart from that last one there. Doing so much work for her team, having such a big impact on this game here. Looking like a bit of a switch up now. They put so much pressure towards A. There's been a stack onto the A side of the map here. Chamber left all by their nose to himself here, heading straight into a 5-man push. But the rotation comes through here. Joanne, Abby getting the pick onto Star here. Joanne looks like unable to get a pick, but Lottie just pushing straight through here, not even caring about any weapons, not even caring.
And here's the issue, right, that Darlings are currently facing. Lottie was able to grow the ego, and now the Jet is just continuing to exist in a world where that ego is being checked every round for the past, 6, 7 rounds?
Match point.
2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills, nearly an ace if it weren't for that meddling Semetis, right? You have to make sure that you are checking this Jet's ego somehow. I don't know how Darlings are supposed to be able to do that. Blue, maybe you can enlighten me as to what it is that Darlings can do here, sitting on match point to try and swing this momentum back in their favor.
Right, so you've got Jet dashing in, so I think you just have to kind of play a bit more passive. You have to give them time to play retake. Because Jet, once that dash is used, only has that dash. I know Lottie's an absolute menace with the Vandal and has been on form, but you do have incredible players of your own from the side of Darling. So for me, it's just about giving a bit of space, allowing the dash to come through, but punishing the separation of the teammates, because obviously the teammates can't back her up in that situation if the Jet dashes on the side. So I think just being able to punish the Jet and not getting caught out 1-on-1, 1v5 in that instance. Star just getting the head taken straight off, and the teammates have nowhere to be found. So me just able to push into the kitchen, because obviously the chamber's dead and the trap's gone, and punishing V for not being diligent in checking corners here. Ceres now trying to kind of push this Viper out, able to do so. Really nice team play there for the time with Darlings just to get that Viper out here.
It is Lottie's world, and we are just living in it at the moment. Here's the aggression coming through, even on an unchecked corner, finds one, even able to get the second one in the assist column. Truly, we live in the world of Lottie, and we are just allowed to exist there rent-free while not even rent-free, while she continues to collect rent from our collective essence with these kills. Beautiful, clinical play from Jet in this game. We had questions about it at the start when we saw the draft. We were like, is Jet really the best choice here? There are no questions now. There are no questions to be asked. There are no questions that could be asked. And there are no answers that could be given that could justify not picking up that Jet in that game.
Well, I mean, Lottie just really took our words and shoved it straight back into our mouths. I mean, if you have a player of that caliber and just let them pick their comfort pick, let them pick the Jet, the Reyna, the Yoru, whatever they want to play. If they're going to drop like 25 kills on a map, I mean, Lottie putting so much work. And it's not even about the kills, it's about the space being taken, allowing the teams to come in and back her up. And overall, just incredible play from her. So are we deciding that that's our MVP, Blazy?
I mean, who else would you give this to, Blue? Like, there's no other player on either side here who really would qualify for that MVP position. Ending the game, I want to say close to 28, and I couldn't tell you the kills column there, but 28 kills, something in that ballpark. Last I checked, it was 25, and there were definitely more since then. No one even comes close to that score in this game, and just the way that they were playing, the way they forced Darlings in poor position after poor position, the sheer amount of ego and confidence. There's no other player on either roster we could give the MVP star to.
No, not at all. And I've just been I'm looking on Twitch chat, and Lottie obviously called Puffy. I do apologise. Me just reading the names that's on their thing. So yeah, but I mean, Puffy, incredible play. I believe I mean, the whole Solstice just absolutely dominating that map. I mean, Abby having a fantastic game in their own right. The utility usage from Sova mustn't have been overlooked. But as we said, MVP going to Puffy here.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about the age-old comparisons of MOBAs, right? In MOBAs, there's always that notion that in high-level ranked you can get away with picking up a character that is nowhere near the meta, but you are just super comfortable on. That doesn't necessarily translate great into pro play, right? In a game like Valorant, where the game is not only determined by the kit and skills of each individual character, but also the mechanical skill that is the same within every character, right? The gun mechanics always going to be consistent. I think there will always be a place in competitive Valorant for that comfort pick diff, right? Where a character like Jett, who might not necessarily fit the map or the rest of the comp, or even the style that is currently being favored in competitive, will always have that place.
So MVP going towards Puffy here. And just a reminder to everyone, this is all for British Ukrainian aid. So if you feel like donating, feel free. I believe it's like exclamation mark donate for a link. So feel free if you'd like to donate. Maybe fantastic. But yeah, what game do we have on next, Blazy?
I'm not sure. We're gonna consult our magical oracle ball, and we're going to return once more into the breach and find our next match that we will have to come back to you with after the break.
like in your love, baby. I feel close enough. I wanna like in your love. I think we're close enough. When I like in your love, doesn't really matter what you say. Only really matters what you did. Doesn't really matter what you say. Only really matters what you did. And if I'm honest, no one else compares. There's something about the way you make me feel. It doesn't really matter what you say. It only really matters what you did.
Can't help but feel attraction. And when I close my eyes, I can feel that rush. It's a chemical reaction. I know I shouldn't hide, but it's not enough. Maybe we should find out how it really feels to be more than close. So maybe turn the lights out, and we can see how far down the hole we go.
Doesn't really matter what you say. Only really matters what you did. Doesn't really matter what you say. Only really matters what you did. matters what you did.
Bitch, I'm generous and I'm going off, and it's at the top. Fire to the block, and I'm going. I made 100 and did it again. Spinning the racks with all of my friends. Everything's coming together just as I planned. I love some people that counted me out. A lot of emotions were holding me down, but I kept on sticking it out. And I got tired of the people who would brush me off. I got tired of the bullshit they would feed me. Now there's a special place in hell for those who did me wrong. I'm good without them. I'm good without them. I set fire to the block, let it burn down, down, down. Light the bitch on high, wow, wow, wow. Light up the blood, burn it down, 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 down. Set that bitch on high, wow, wow, wow. Fire to the block. Boy, I'm the pot, put on a motherfucking plug. Watch how you speak if you speaking on us. Boy, if it's stuck, then it's stuck. Yeah, you better know that it's stuck. IRS on me like pay me my fees. Bitch, I'm 100 degrees. Watching my back so I move with the heat. And I'm riding this bitch till the motherfucking wheels fall off. I be chilling at the top with the best of them. So you so and so stories don't impress me, dog. I'm getting covered in the lessons, dog. Close lips every time I fall through. Yeah, it's a real nigga walk through. Been doing shit that they said was impossible. Look around like I set fire to the block, let it burn down, down, down. Light the bitch on high, wow, wow, wow. Light up the blood, burn it down, 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 down. Set that bitch on high, wow, wow, wow. I set fire to the block, let it burn down, down, down. Light the bitch on high, wow, wow, wow. Light up the blood, burn it down, 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 down. Set that bitch on high, down, 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 down. Boy, on the pipe, put on a motherfucking plug. Watch how you speak if you speaking on us. Boy, if it's stuck, then it's stuck. Yeah, you better know that it's stuck. Fire to the block. IRS on me like pay me my fees. Bitch, I'm 100 degrees. Finish at the top. Fire to the block.
On my shoulders I carry a snake called all the way around my neck. And I'll cut you into pieces, feed you for another breath that I can't waste. I can't waste. There's so much pressure in my head, in my head. I'm on a road, but it's just another hole. I'm numb and I feel so fucking cold. I take the toll till I can touch your soul. Still in control. Out of breath and the sense of jazz is a hand that's cut another thread. Rise from the ashes, still inadequate. You reinvent. On my shoulders I
Welcome once more into Winter's Den. It is myself, BlazyBud, once again, joined this time by Bigfoot. Say hello, Bigfoot.
How's it going there, mate? You right?
I'm doing fine. I'm so glad that we found you. I've seen so much footage. I've been a big fan for so many years. For the longest time, I thought you were just a random cryptid. But I'm so glad that you've finally been discovered and are now on our screens.
Yeah, here I am in the hot seat. You've had a few people passing through today, I think, have you?
Yeah, we had Blue on earlier, and we will have lots of other people coming on later on, all in support of the wonderful cause that we're supporting here today. We are, of course, raising funds for Ukraine Aid, a charity that essentially goes, hey, here is some money. Go and help the wonderful people of Ukraine. Give them first aid and medicine and other humanitarian aids. And that's what we're here for. We're having all these players come together, shooting each other for peace and harmony.
Good stuff. Yeah, no, it's a good cause. I did a stream a while back, actually, for one of my friends who was the first British guy to die on the front lines. Actually, little PUBG Mobile stream. That was good. Yeah, he was like a PUBG Mobile scrim organizer, and he went over to Ukraine. So yeah, it's good to be doing even more. It's absolute chaos over there.
Sure are doing God's work, and the way that we're going to do that is through the form of esports. And ladies and gentlemen, we got two teams who sure are here ready to play some of that. We got Psycho and Angry Titans coming up next. Two teams that should hopefully give us some good games. These will be in the let me see if I can divine which group these are in. This is the Group E game of today. So looking forward to see how this is going to go in their favor. Angry Titans were able to win their last game 13-6. Whereas I actually can't see the results of the last game that was played by Psycho. So we'll have to see if their performance is going to be up to snuff.
You just did was it the cat team? Go Cat Go Kill. Such a good name. Is that what we just done before I came along?
No, we actually just watched Darlings versus Solstice on Icebox with some truly wild jet plays.
Yeah, there's two streams at the same time, isn't there? That's where I've made that mistake.
Yes.
So many games going on. That's great.
Of course, we've got our partner stream, Women in Esports, who are casting some of the other games on the round robin side of this pools-based start to our day. As a reminder, for those of you who weren't here earlier on, today, Saturday, obviously, is going to be the first stage of this tournament where we will have all the teams in pools. At the end of the day, we will have our results, and the top team from each of the groups will be moving on to tomorrow, where they will be taking part in a true bracket tournament going up into the finals at the end of Sunday. So if you're enjoying the games from today, make sure to root for your favorite teams. Make sure to send them your energy so that they can spirit bomb their way to the bracket.
Look at this, the Angry Titans in full uniform, I think, with their player cards. That's cool. Yeah, that's good to see a Killjoy on this map. It's quite a good pick, but not super common. Nice to see it come out.
Not super common. You're absolutely right there. Why is it that we don't see a lot of KJ on this map? Surely because of the amount of places to hide and angles to check, especially playing with that turret would be super useful.
Yeah, I think it is really useful. I think maybe just Chamber. There is that long angle on both sides that I think Chamber became a bit of a meta. But soon to be nerfed into the ground, we might start to see more Killjoy coming through. So maybe this is a good omen of things to come. Angry Titans got quite an interesting comp. I'm looking forward to see what they do with this.
Yeah, once again, seeing that jet that we saw coming out last time. We had a couple questions on the desk for it last game, but not going to make that mistake 2 games in a row. There's a location dot coming through. Eli choosing to stick around a little longer than maybe is necessary. Put himself in a bit of risk there, but no harm, no foul. No deaths on either side just yet as Psycho push onto site. Looking to just get through this utility at the moment. Sage Wall has blocked them off a little bit. Now just trying to find that position, trying to make sure that they can find a good gap in the armor to go ahead and plant that spike.
Yeah, it's quite a good insta-wall there from the defending stage, keeping that site controlled there, and forcing the players to walk around yellow or cut through it, so now they're all stacked up behind yellow. There's a bit of a stalemate here as they're stuck there. They're trying to work out what to do maybe, but maybe just playing it slowly. I Love Cats trying to peek for some info here.
Maybe the rotation coming through. There's been a lot of actually. I spoke too soon. There's the sage wall coming up, and now the spike is down. Utility is still here and strong, and I think we got through that entire plant stage without anyone really revealing themselves to each other. I say that, Cats, the first one to really start this party off. Shots are fired. Now the beautiful headshot. Cats gets one of his own, but Lenneman going to make sure that doesn't go for free. There's the peek around the corner. Lenneman gets the second one, third for the Jet.
Execute really could have backfired, but Attacker's just getting so nice with that. They're just waiting for the perfect time, you know, to push through, raise the Viper wall up, put the Sage wall up. Bit of a risky. There wasn't any info to make that execute off the back of, so it could have backfired quite heavily. There could have been 5 players running through that Viper wall, but seemed to go really well with Lennemon really holding down the kills for the first round.
4-0-0 so far on the Jet, on the Angry Titans. A beautiful first showing. Exactly what we want to see from the Jet, right? The aim was truly on point. The aggression was perfectly placed. I want to highlight that the Angry Titans had a lot of patience going onto that site, and I really appreciate that patient style of gameplay.
Yeah, it was just not rushing, you know, not running straight on. Extremely fast execute when it came down to it, but I mean, saying they didn't have any info, as long as this side of the Viper board is clear, that's kind of enough info you need until the wall goes down, unless they are going to make a chaotic push through it, which they didn't, and they haven't this round either. So Spike goes down pretty simply again for Angry Titans, and there's even a Vandal defending the site right now.
Lenneman definitely earned it in that last round. Had plenty enough money to pick it up. Does have the armor to go alongside it, but pushing through. Psycho looking to find some damage, but it's gonna be a massacre. Everyone just picked off Viv with a 4K there. The Spectre really coming through with that high firing.
Yeah, flawless for Angry Titans, and Psycho finding a little bit of damage off the back of the save round, but not getting enough to get any kills. So this will be Angry Titans in a save round as Psycho move up to the full Vandals.
And here's just that replay there. We see it from Lenneman's perspective again, but Viv really had that lineup on the left-hand side of the icebox, as Psycho, maybe a little bit desperate, could have maybe held on for a little bit longer. But it was truly an eco round, so we'll see how they do this time around with that full buy available to them. Backing up through mid this time, Young M just trying to get a little bit of damage, but chooses to back off wisely.
Really fast push in the kitchen here. The Vandal's been passed over to the hands of Salty here on the stage. That's an interesting choice. I wonder what Lemonon's up to that makes them want to drop the Vandal down.
Well, we can see him at the moment. Has chosen to go for the Spectre this time around. As you mentioned, passing that off. It doesn't matter. He's got the accuracy anyway. One tap in the head. Down falls Anna Cabana. Lenneman off to a tear already. What a way to start. Third round here in the balance. Trying to get some damage onto I Love Cats, who is going to find a kill for himself before getting traded. Not the worst case scenario. Viv now looking around the corner. Psycho are on site, and Kitten is able to find one. Now Eli getting into a scrap, but he's going to get picked up by AT Blossom. Psycho, their ranks are starting to get a little divided here. AT Blossom in beautiful position able to find one, and there's Lenneman with the final kill. Close this time around, but Psycho still not quite able to secure this one.
And Angry Titan's going to pick up 2 more Vandals off the back of that without spending a drop of money. That is beautiful stuff. And the post-plant setup was so nice that I think that might have been why Lennon dropped the Vandal over to get the spike down. Because it takes a Jet to get Rush into that little cubby hole on the top of that nest there. And just a really nice post-plant setup with a couple different angles. And Psycho kind of got a little bit taken over by the chaos there, trying to get up to that nest.
So that's something I want to ask you about. That seems like it's going to be a very common occurrence with this roster. They seem to like to play that kind of wait and then swarm mentality. What's the counterplay here for Psycho? Like, what is your recommended approach to dealing with that?
You kind of got to take your time as well. You can counter with aggression, but aggression is a gamble, of course. You can counter with defensive aggression, which is sometimes pays off really, really well, and sometimes really backfires. Safer option is to play it slowly, and if they start to take site, to retreat, play more for the retake, and not let the attackers get that man advantage. Because it's not nice to be trying to do a retake with 3 or 4 people against a full 5. So sometimes just stepping back from site if that execute does come in, and it does seem like that's kind of what they've been doing. They haven't been pushing through that Viper wall. A nice shot from Gionda getting I Love Cats and Young M. Angry Titans only completely dominating.
Anna Cabana going to be the 3rd, and then Eli being the 4th casualty from this Jet. A potential ace coming through for Gionda. All it's going to take is finding the KO coming down on the ramp. Did take the wrong side of the coin flip, though, looking into kitchen rather than looking down towards mid. Is he going to spot out the KO? KO is going to be able to find 1 kill, and with a nice little headshot there, our first ace of the day goes in favor of Gionda on the Viper.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful shots there. Angry Titans sitting extremely comfortable as this match progresses. 4-0. Haven't handed a single round over. Their economy is booming. Look at that. Nearly maxed out. Psycho on a buy round that is going to destroy their economy. So this is a very important round for them to get 1 back on the board. Hopefully they can do something here. They do have an operator. Might help them out, especially considering they're on the defensive side, holding some of those longer handles. Let's see what they can do.
Did somebody connect a luxury resource? Because this looks like a golden age to me. It was a Civ reference.
No way. I did used to play Civ. No, I was trying to rack my brains for the reference and you spoiled it. I used to play Civ 5 and 6.
Pushing through into kitchen, Blossom knows that someone's around the corner, but just tries to bait and switch. Oh, look at this positioning from Lemon, and he's up on the on top of the ramp, potentially looking to find some defensive pickups there. Up against Psycho, trying to make a rotation, but it's going to be Gionda with the ultimate covering this entirety of kitchen. Doesn't want anyone to come through here. I Love Cats is going to start the party, though. First kill in favor of the Sage, but Viv is going to trade it back. Kitten takes the spill in return, but the spike is down and ticking. It's all on Psycho to try and make this push. They got to make some moves soon, but Gionda still sitting up here in the ultimate, keeping it afloat for now.
Yeah, what an amazingly placed ult. Just knowing exactly where the enemy team is, and you know, if they had been coming from main or Snowman, that ult would pretty much be useless. But just knowing that they're all trying to push through that kitchen area, really good placement. And Spike is starting to be pretty fast right now, so they're going to try and move up to Nest, but it's just too late. This ult held them back far too long. The snake bite holding them back even longer, and the Spike is going to go off. AT Gionda picking up another kill on the way out. Angry Titans only with another round on the board. 5-0.
I mean, I would say that those 2 deaths there were unfortunate if there wasn't just truly so much money on the side of Angry Titans. They're not worried about 2 people dying to the Spike there. It's not a problem. They would rather at this point sacrifice that life, be able to fully buy back up anyway, than risk a potential ninja play. I like it. It's a little bit of it's one of those like small plays that you come to appreciate for sure. Angry Titans, such a strong hold over this game so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much Psycho can really do. They just seem to have so much control being taken away from them on every level. Map control, site control. Once the spike's down, they find it very hard to make it on the site, which isn't looking that good for when they're going to attack. It's attack a killjoy going down now. It's just one thing after another, isn't it?
Well, the ult is coming through, and we're going to wait for the timer to run out. Everyone's been forced out, but nobody has been detained. Spike's going down, and once again, the Sage Wall is placed and poised to defend the planter there. Venomman and some members of Psycho are just spamming through that Viper Wall at the moment, trying to see if they can get any sort of damage. Salty does have his ultimate available, though. So a potential resurrection in the works. Kitten and Sage looking to find some angles. I Love Cats is able to find one. The flashbang is going to make sure Lenneman can't find the return here. The defuse is coming through. Viv looking to find some spam, but they're sticking it. They're not afraid. This could be the first round, and Psycho secure it.
Beautiful stuff from Psycho. Really, I was starting to badmouth their site execution. They really do a perfect one. So thanks for listening, and the really good adjustments there as well. You know, making perfect clearing of the site, left and right, keeping it all held down. Really nice.
So far, I Love Cats really holding down the fort for this team, right? Not even necessarily in the kills department, but the general utility, the just positioning in general. Sage has been very difficult to deal with so far, and even with the run onto site, Sage wall plant the spike approach, they weren't able to get out that win as easily as they thought they were going to. The Angry Titans now have lost their first round. We'll have to see how that's going to change the dynamic here. Whether or not Psycho can keep that momentum flowing is going to be a big question mark as to how the rest of this game is going to pan out.
You know, they're going for an A-side push a little bit more. They've been very, very heavy on the B side. And they're going to change it up a little bit. They do have the Blade Storm and the Hunter's Fury, so they haven't been, you know, popping the ults too often. They've been using the ults quite tentatively because they don't need to waste them, you know what I'm saying? Like, we probably will see a Hunter's Fury or Blade Storm come out this round. Blade Storm might be getting saved for a save round or an emergency. Oh my days! Wow, Psycho just getting so many kills in seconds, and the A-side execution is just not going to happen for Angry Titans.
Clinical, and look at the knife placement. There's that pit in your stomach you get when you're like, wait a minute. Is the last person on the flank? And KO deciding to listen to that little pit, chooses to throw out the spike, and now they know exactly where Gionda is, but it's not going to help him when his head's torn off his shoulders. Downfall's 1. Gionda still looking to find some 25 seconds left, and the spike still hasn't been planted, so still potentially a lot of time to play for. If you can find a few more kills, there's 1, 2 left to find. Scratch that, 1 left to find. The number's getting smaller. 14 seconds left on the board. The spike still needs to go down, and Chambers just around the corner. There's the plant attempt, and the timing is going to be good. But Chambers doesn't know where they are. Up in the rafters, in the head with the decorated deagle. Eli could have closed that one out, and while it was a dream and so nearly achieved, Psycho gonna find their feet, keep them planted, and keep driving home this reversal.
You know, that was really, really sad. It would have been lovely to see Gionda get another ace, but it was also, I'm really happy to see Psycho just holding it down and making those adjustments and coming back. Really, really nice patience there for that final kill as well. So great timing. And wasted the Viper's Pit as well. They stole the Viper's Pit right away. Just great stuff.
I like the idea though, right? Like, definitely just like drop it, give yourself as big of a chance to come back from this, because now Angry Titans are in a position where Psycho needed to win that round, otherwise their econ would be broken for another 2. And now Psycho are in a position where their economy is now looking pretty decent. They can afford to lose a round or even a bunch of players and not be too broken up about it. Blade Storm now being channeled by Lenormand. Let's see what he can do with it.
Yeah, it's in that end of that last round, it's kind of one of those things. If you don't know where they are, then you don't know if they know where you are. And that was the case. You didn't know where they were standing, but also didn't know that they actually had the switch on you and was standing right above you, silently above your head. Oh, and the Blade Storm is shut down by stray DC Kitten there. So that is another ultimate stolen away from Angry Titans. So they had that amazing credit economy earlier on, but their ulti economy is being chipped away at by Psycho, just stealing them every time they try and pop them.
Patience from Eli didn't take the bait on the jiggle. KJ stays alive, and the first shot not used yet. Gionda looking to separate this out. Eli still in a position where he could find the kill and get out. Not quite able to connect. Gionda shuts that down straight away. No kill for Eli. Now pushing onto site. There's the Sage wall, but trying to force it out a little bit. This is a huge lineup potentially if Sova can find it, but the counter ultimate now could be the downfall. It's gonna be Viv able to out-snipe the enemy Sova, and now kills cascading down through the map. There's gonna be the knife. Is cancelled out. 2v3 situation. Psycho do have to contend with the spike being down, as well as 3 people on the map. There's the turret going down, and Kin able to find one onto Viv. Now into a 2v2 situation. AJ is able to heal a little bit back, but Gionda's not going to let that go for 3. Double peeking. There's one head, but Gionda with yet another 4K to clinch this one out.
Oh my god, if you haven't been paying attention, that is 2 4Ks and 1 ace for Gionda in the first half. That's 13 of those 16 kills have happened in 3 rounds. That is insane.
3 deaths, 4 assists as well on the back end of that slash line. Gionda not just taking all the kills, right? Like, sometimes we see those kind of plays, they come out when it's a bit, you know, bait and switch, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna try and get a kill after you die kind of moments. But Gionda still helping out the team, making sure to try and get that utility damage, playing smart and calculated, and that is what is allowing them to rack up this amount of multi-kills. Gionda once again now, are they feeling themselves? They sure are, and that's going to be another one. Rack it up into the K column.
Okay, Psycho, 1 player down to start this 9th round off. Not looking... This is how most of the rounds that the first 5 rounds went. They'd lose 1, then they'd lose 2, they'd lose 3. It was just all over. So hopefully they can finally pull something out in a 4v5. Because they're starting to lag behind on the scoreboard, 6-2. Execution's coming in. Again, there's no information, but everything on their side of the Viper's wall is clear. Sage wall goes up, Spike goes down. We've seen it before, we'll see it again. They're playing the same way nearly every time they come to B site. Psycho should really be able to just think of something to come out on top, but Viv gets down straight DC Kitten, and it is 3 players only standing for Psycho now.
Got to play for every round, and ATO do not look like they're going to slack on a single one. Psycho struggling to stay competitive. Lenneman was taken out there by Eli, but he was very quickly traded out after the fact. Cats tries to get aggressive, so does Young M, and the trade is going to go back and forth. 2 players are taken out on ATO, but Psycho not quite able to make the difference. 7-2 is the slash line right now, ladies and gentlemen. Angry Titans are very quickly starting to run away with this game, at the very least on the offensive side. Bigfoot, I gotta ask, at what point does Psycho start playing for the offense and just kind of go, all right, maybe this isn't the best. Let's start talking about the kind of plays we can make on the other side of the map.
Well, definitely when it comes to B-side, they need to change something, because Angry Titans only have been doing the same push every time. There's this, like, it's not too hard to adjust to something that's always the same. If Angry Titans were mixing it up, you know, that might cut them a bit more slack, it's going to be really confusing for them, but it's been about 5 or 6 of the rounds that Angry Titans have got have been the same push onto B-side, so surely there's something they could have done to pull out the weaknesses of that particular execution. This Viper's pit on A site is pretty good, you know, and like they're going for a defensive approach this time. Maybe the offense does need to come out, but maybe after being killed so much, they're not feeling quite up to it.
I mean, so far, the defense has worked out for them. KJ falls down, and now Angry Titans have to reconsider their approach to A. Viper Ultimate just too threatening at this point in time. Looking for a different approach now. Potentially going over towards the B site mid is a consideration. Gionda's up here in the kitchen. Salty now is able to pick up Killjoy, so nothing... Well, I can't say nothing was lost, but they were forced to use that resurrection, but they are now back to 5 men strong. Salty still has that wall up, so we could see just a delayed repeat. Do you know the definition of insanity, Bigfoot? Because I think we are starting to live it.
Yeah, there is things to be done against this push. Like I was saying, like they're always waiting behind the Vipers wall. They could set something up behind Yellow. Salty gets Young as Young M gets Blossom. You know, and they could hide on this side of the Viper's wall, set something up behind Yellow, hold down Yellow controls. They could go for the aggressive push onto the higher levels of B main. There's a few different things they could do, but just letting them take this site like this isn't working out for them. 3 players standing for Psycho.
I've got a controversial strat. Actually, we'll have to talk about it after the fact. Cats is able to get the resurrection onto Young M. Now trying to get aggressive. Lenneman able to find 2 here, but the trade is going to be good. Salty finds 1. Lenneman with a 3rd, though. Still continuing on. Kitten pushes forward. 3 kills on both of these players. Who's going to make it to the 4? It's going to be Lenneman this time around. Still keeping that dominance through. And ATO pull out an 8th.
It's hard to watch, isn't it? Just every time they nearly get it out the bag, and Angry Titans just come out on top in the last duel or 2. It's been quite close, okay. You know. There has been quite a few rounds that have been very close. Go on, tell us this crazy strat, mate.
Okay, all right. So, you know, back of A site, right? CT side. You sit in that little divot hole on the left-hand side with an Odin. As soon as the Sage wall goes down. Breaks the wall, kills the Sage. Easy strat. Eli gets 1. Is traded out, but I think that's a respectable idea.
I think that's a good idea too, mate. You know, like anything that counters exactly what they're doing, which is, like I said, the same every time. It's going to work out for them. 2 Odins, maybe. Get that wall taken down in seconds, and maybe you get a couple kills off it. With 2 Odins, you can take the whole wall down in about a second or 2. It's insane.
And that's what we need to see. We need to see something creative and adaptive. Flash coming through, looking to push into the kitchen, but the rest of his team has been dismantled around him. KJ was flanking from the back. KO not quite able to find more than just the 1 kill. Now going into the last round before the switch, it's going to be it's going to take everything Psycho have to force this to a 3-9 and just give themselves every available opportunity to come back in that second half.
Unfortunately, the buy is looking pretty dire, though. Got an ulti or 2 online, but we're talking Spectres. It's not great. But the ultis might come out. They might be clutch ultis, you know. There's a Hunted Fury, there's a Null Command.
We'll have to see how it turns out for them. Salty, though, already taking some of their utility off the board. Lenneman with a second still. This unrivaled aggression from the Titan. Psycho just not ready for it yet again. There's the Viper ultimate coming out once again into this kitchen. Gionda can be responsible for that one.
And that's another
beautiful
thing.
Little space.
So the only times they haven't used the same execution on B site is when they've had the Viper's Pit. So that's something you can pick up on. Have they got the Viper's Pit? Are they going to do the kitchen push again? Yes, they are, because they just did AT Blossom get Psycho, but unfortunately, Straight Easy kills I Love Cats. Was that a team kill?
I believe it was. Yeah, the Molotov a little bit
No.
poorly placed. Psycho going into the second half, 2-10. Still all to play for. We have not seen how this team operate on a attacking side. So we'll have to see if this is going to be the reverse sweep. And it's going to nearly have to be. Only 2 rounds to play with. And even then... Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Anna Cabana just took down the Snowman. You know what that means, Bigfoot?
I know what that means, mate. We're going to
The
see a
comeback
switch
is
up.
on.
The comeback is here. The Snowman aim training comes out, and as the Snowman collapses, so do the hopes of Angry Titans only, possibly.
They don't know. They don't know yet. They haven't seen it. They haven't perceived with their own eyes, although maybe Angry Titans aren't aware of the strat. They didn't do it themselves. So how could they be aware? Let's see what Psycho can do with the new buff. Lenneman already forced to miss his shots because of the Snowman's command. Can he find the kill onto Kitten? Not quite this time around. Meanwhile, Kitten does hit a few heads from range. Salty is going to be the recipient of that. Takes some damage, but is going to be able to find the Lenneman. 1 shot in the head, 2 shot in the head, 3 shots. Headhunter isn't just the name of an ability for Chamber. It is also the title given to Lenneman. 3 slain, and Salty will come through with the rest. And Angry Titans, with only 2 rounds left to claim, pick up a guaranteed second, almost guaranteed second, leading them to what is almost certainly match point.
Those headshots are just off the chain, mate. Look at that. That is ridiculous. Lennemon coming out with an absolutely flawless defense. And you know, a lot of people don't encourage buying Sheriffs in the first round, but sometimes it does pay off if they've been investing in that armor, of course, which is quite rare. Got to remember, a lot of the Sheriff kills you get in a pistol round can be done with a Ghost as well. So, do you want to spend that extra $300? That's up to you.
Do you want to spend the money? Sorry, that was a Snowman. Obligatory Frozen reference. Here we go, Angry Titans. I mean, it's going to be a rough one for Psycho, right? No real money in the bank for them to come into this. Was a guaranteed loss with this lack of utility. Trying to set themselves up for something future-wise. Eli looking to find some damage, but not quite able to connect with the heads. Lenneman, too strong, and it's going to be a dismantellation from across the board here, heading into match point.
Oh, no. You can tell Lenneman were really feeding themselves. They made that push. Blossom and Gionda feeding themselves too. It's almost a team ace, but it's a flawless indeed. And that is now match point for Angry Titans only. Psycho just been left in the dust.
What can they do? Bigfoot, tell me right now, what is the play? What is the golden route? What is the optimal timeline for Psycho to bring this back?
I mean, the team diff's too big, mate. I'm afraid to say there's nothing they can do. To be just painfully honest about it, to come back 12-2, you've got to have slightly less differential between the two teams, and I just really think there is just slightly a bit too much of a skill difference, and I think Psycho are just going to have to do their best to maybe get a few more rounds on the board and save their pride at the least. But, Angry Titans just so dominant. Oh, that is one great kill though, as the flank comes through the attacker side spawn, and there is three kills now on board. Angry Titans one round on the board might help them out, but I just don't see the full comeback happening in Swing. There's just Lenomon and Fightwords that Joe, I can't remember the name, sorry, just too powerful, so hard to overcome.
Little did you know, you have now triggered the caster's curse. Cats finds a second. Gionda, only man left standing, and Anakabana. Was that? Wait, that wasn't Anakabana's first kill, was it? Can we check the scoreboard? Can we? It was the second kill of Anakabana. I do apologize. I noticed I hadn't seen much of Anna in the scoreboard. I was excited for a second there.
Yeah, and I would argue that the Viper's probably more important on the attacking side, and then looking at the Viper differential, you know, you've seen Gionda really hold down that attacking side in the first half. The opposing Viper sitting on 2 kills isn't showing too much promising potential for the comeback, the full 12-12 comeback. But I really do want Psycho to get as many more rounds on the board before this game is over, for our entertainment and of course for their pride, and hopefully they can get the next 9 rounds. But I can't see it happening.
The Angry Kunai have been stopped for now with that silence, while Psycho try and push on to the A site. Salty holding this flank is now vulnerable just on the very edge of the Viper puddle, trying to push on now. I Love Cats trying to find some damage. Lenormand is hovering around here with the knives, looking to find something if somebody pushes him. It looks like Psycho going to take the util that they've used up from Angry Titans and potentially make a rotationary play.
That was another little bit difference between the two Vipers there. We had Anakabana not quite clearing that angle completely with the snake bite, but when Gionda did it, you know, that was completely cleared. A much better lineup on the attacking side. When Angry Titans were on the attacking side, to clear that weird little angle behind that screen. And as you can see, Salty still just sat there, completely uncleared. Partly because of Anakabana's miss on the lineup with the snake bite.
Potentially a fake out here, looking to push on now, not checking their corners. One falls down. Cats is able to find a trade, and luckily is able to find the second one too to get them onto site. But Psycho now only 2 members strong. Spike is going down, but they've got to contend with 3 members of the Angry Titans who are pushing onto site right now. Lenormand still has the ultimate available. Knife from downtown, and a kill from Gionda. The 2 stars of the Angry Titans combine to pick up the last 2 kills and put the Titans through to another
and sometimes
round win.
It would be nice for some people if the caster's curse was 100% true. But no, unfortunately, Angry Titans just really, really, really good team cohesion. Some really powerful solo players in there as well. We saw Gionda with 2 or 3 4Ks and an ace. That is just insane. Very dominating match.
Yeah, you gotta give your hands up to, I mean, we gotta highlight Gionda, right? Such a consistently good player. Multiple rounds where we saw 3, 4, 5 kills. Not maybe multiple in that last one, but the fact that an ace happened at all, definitely a respectable feat to pull off in a competitive environment. Angry Titans are looking exceptionally strong. This is their 2nd win coming out of the group stages, so already putting themselves in potentially, I'm not sure if that guarantees them a space in the bracket already, but if it doesn't guarantee it, it is going to be a mighty task to try and pull them off of that progression throne.
I think they've got a lot of potential. I obviously don't have all the information about all the teams in this league, but that was like I said, really good team cohesion and some extremely strong solo players. Exactly what you need to make it through a group stage. So all the best to them, and hard luck, Psycho. Nice tries. The rounds you did get, they look great, but just unfortunately not able to get the other 9 in a row to catch up for overtime.
Yeah, just unfortunate seeding there. They came up against a team that seemed to work a lot better together. As you mentioned, had that team cohesion really down. they had their playbooks, right? We saw the same executes over and over again, and it just didn't seem like Soko were able to find a counter. But that is not all the esports we have for you today, ladies and gents, because we've got more games coming up after the break.
See you later.
Last week, I had another breakdown, it's true. I hope you don't mind if I'm straight with you. Cause if I'm honest, I feel so alone. Just take me home when I give up. Cause everybody says I really should. I know they wanna see me quit for good. But if I'm honest, I got nothing left, I must confess. Tell me what you think that I gotta do to save myself from the hell I got into. Only feel safe when I'm next to you, and I don't know how much more I can really take. The poison in my blood, I can feel the taste. The next don't work and I can't escape, so I talking with a ghost. He tells me all the places I should go. He makes me paint my face so that I know that I'm not the only person in my soul. He tells me that a monster lives inside, and when he gets too angry I should hide. Cause if I were to try to pick a fight, I would barely stand a chance and I'd die. Two-Face called me a Harvey, never knowing it could change. Tried to talk to my reflection, but he said he was my name. Wake up the beast, bury the bones, enjoy the feast, take all control. When I give you my devil's on my shoulder, got an aching down my spine. Feels like chains are getting heavy, but I don't know which are mine. Can you save me? Am I lost? Is it time to take me from all of these thoughts? Two-Face called me a Harvey, never know when it could change. Tried to talk to my reflection, but he said he was my name. Wake up the when I give you my soul.
Sitting still in this one place, feeling like I'm being fake. Got this mask, don't see my face. Did this mask become my face? They say you do what it takes, do it well for your own sake. No one catch you when you break. That's what they call the American way. I'm pissed off, but I don't know what to say. I'm pissed off, that's the American way. I can't lose if I don't play. That's a lie you hear them say. Think these walls will keep you safe, but you try, now you they pray. Tell yourself you like the taste. Nod your head, don't disobey. Just repeat the things they say. That's what they call the American way. I'm pissed off, you just gon' say what you say. I'm pissed off, that's the American way. That's the American way, that's the American way, yeah. That's the American way, that's the American way, yeah. That's the American way, that's the American way, yeah. That's the American way. I'm pissed off, but I don't know what to say.
My head is filled with voices, but
myself in the I look 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 myself in the eyes.
No time for love, no time for reason. Just scratchy and too deep in my skin. And I could be wrong. This time next season, I'll take back every kiss that I spent. But she's everything that I need right now. I look myself in the eyes and I lie through my teeth like it's nothing. Lonely up to my knees right now. Don't you know that I'd rather drown? I'm looking for my bright side, baby. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. Oh. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. I'm looking for my bright side, from my right side. Oh. She's got no sins, no complications, but I still dream of tropical sands. With paradise comes sweet temptation, so keep me from the popsicle stands. But she's everything that I need right now. Oh, I said it again, and it's a lie. I could try to tell the truth, but I don't wanna let her down. Don't you know that I'd rather drown, drown, drown? I'm looking for my bright side, baby. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. Oh. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. I'm looking for my bright side, from my right side. Oh. When she finally shut the door, just about a second didn't mind it, but then I crashed down to the floor. Can't forget the darkness in my eyelids. Oh. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. Oh. I'm looking for my bright side, baby. I'm looking for my bright side, from my right side. Oh.
The game is up, complacency been in. With my last penny charged apart from that I'm spent. So they proposed and I agreed. Some time away is what they need. I packed their bags, they learned to leave. An empty mind, a room to breathe. My senses went away, but it's all good, they're on holiday. My senses went away, but it's all good, they're on holiday.
Welcome back to the Winter's Den, ladies and gentlemen. It sure is cold, but it's a little bit warmer with friends, and we've sure got some friends with us today. Introducing Hazza and Cairo, our two beautiful friends. Look at them, look at their faces. Aren't they pretty? I love the sunglasses, my dude.
Thank you. Yeah, like you said, it's getting kind of toasty in here, so I thought that I would wear the appropriate eyewear. Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly
you
is warming me up.
Do
you know, I don't know what it is. I think, wait a minute. You want to see this? You want to see a magic trick? Ready?
Let's see it.
Wow, he's getting
closer. Oh my
closer.
goodness.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
hold on.
Yeah.
Now you see me.
Oh, wow.
I can actually do that too.
Can you?
No.
Oh wait, that's a little too...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's perfect. Do you know what? Will I do the same thing in a second? Are we all going to do this? Like, we're just all going to like...
Welcome to the zoomed-in desk. The desk where we're all at maximum capacity closeness. Guys, Hazza, Cairo, we've got TES ladies, and personally, and I know I shouldn't play favorites, but the team name is Tesco Meal Deal, and where can you not enjoy a good Tesco Meal Deal?
Well, this is the problem, man. That I spoke about this the other day. The price of a Tesco meal deal has increased to £4 without the club card. So I guess we'll have to see if they're feeling the effects of the economic recession as well or not.
Have to be down to how well they perform in this game, right? If they win this game, if they win this tournament, maybe they'll earn enough money from all those rounds to reduce the price of the Tesco meal deal once again. Now, I'm not sure if we've had the official picks and bans for the maps just yet, but we've been seeing a lot of Icebox today. How are you guys feeling about seeing another potential round on the, very famous map?
I mean, the thing is, though, I imagine there's a lot of kind of mixes in this tournament. A lot of teams get kind of playing in. So, on top of that, I think Icebox makes sense. It's a pretty standard map, to be honest. So, I think, in my opinion, that's what we're looking at here. Icebox being one of those standard picks, I imagine we'll probably see a lot of Ascent and Haven as well.
Fantastic. I sure would love to see a bit of a change of pace here. We've already seen a couple of these teams today. Obviously, watching the Angry Titans and Solstice win earlier on today. Looking at the teams that we've got here in this round, obviously being TS Ladies and Tesco Meal Deal once again. Looking at how their games went earlier on, Tesco Meal Deal won their first round here in round 1 earlier this morning, 13-7. We haven't got the actual scores updated for their last game against 7 States, but looking at TES Ladies, they also won their first game 13-11. So if that's any performance to go by, how are we feeling about the fact that they lost 4 more rounds? Is that something?
I don't think there's really too much to pull away from that. My biggest takeaway in terms of teams in this tournament, of course, it's primarily a Game Changers tournament, but it's the 3/5 rule. I think one advantage that those like 5-5 Game Changers rosters coming straight into this will have, and something which we saw specifically in that Angry Titans only game, is the fact that they're scrimming regularly, they're playing as a roster regularly, they have that experience. There are going to be a lot of mixers coming into this, thinking perhaps that they're favourites, simply because of the fact that they've perhaps loaned in some extra firepower. But I would not turn my nose up at any of these Game Changers teams, and I do expect them to make deep runs, because you've got those more ingrained protocols, you have set responses, set default strats, like there's so much that they can pull from. I expect them to deliver results.
And we saw exactly that from the Angry Titans in the last game, right? Just running back that default B push time after time, getting the Sage Wall down, getting the plant. Didn't really see a lot of answer back from their opponents in that game, being Psycho, of course. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of a back and forth between these two teams as we go into it. I believe we are ready to head into the map and the draft pick. Nope, never mind. We I will continue to stare meaningfully into your eyes. Hazza, where did you get those sunglasses from?
Also, one thing I want to mention is just like a quick POV here. You can actually see.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Also, I have to quickly reiterate that I am quite simply taking as many liberties as I can, because this stream is for charity, and make sure that you guys do go and donate to British Ukrainian Aid as well. Yeah. But Yeah, no, I don't actually remember. There's this this market stall near where I live, and they have a variety of different sunnies. So I thought that I would pick these up. I have another pair as well, but they broke, and I actually don't know where they are. So.
And you were talking about liberties, like the liberty to go outside and buy those sunglasses. You know what else is a cause for liberties and buying outdoor sunglasses?
Yeah, this is the segue to the charity, isn't it?
This is the segue to the charity. Well spotted, Hazza. That's right. Our wonderful, I would say sponsor here, but it's more of a partnership. We're working today with the Help Ukraine Fund today. An organization that does incredible work helping out people on the ground, whether it's civilians or military personnel, with providing them first aid equipment, medication, all sorts of helpful things that they need to help them fight for their own liberty. So if you have a little, if you have a lot, whatever you can give, if you can, it is going to help somebody somewhere. So keep that in mind. Open your hearts and open up your ears. Get together and make things better by working together.
It's a simple message, but it comes from the heart, to be fair.
Just believing in yourself, Hazza. That's the way to start.
I totally agree.
You ruined that. We were having a moment.
I can't believe it.
We were having a moment.
Did
you not grow up on Arthur, Cairo? Or
are you guys like am I third wheeling here? Like,
yeah,
you know what?
that was the Arthur theme personified.
Bro, like I like Arthur, right? But I think Arthur is like, and how to put it, he's not the GOAT. Let's be honest, Arthur is not the GOAT. If anybody's the GOAT,
no, he's an aardvark. He's not a goat. That's the whole point of the show.
But the point I was trying to make is he's not the greatest of all time. If we're gonna like be referencing like things from our childhood, we need to be referencing like the good guys.
I feel like Cairo's a big Andy Pandy fan. I actually just want to hear you say Andy Pandy more than anything else with that.
Andy Pandy.
Wait.
Yeah.
Shh. Ready? You ready? Andy Pandy.
Oh.
How was that for you, mate?
Like honey, mate. Like honey.
So what are we thinking, right? Other golden age kids shows that we can make
Phineas and Ferb.
Bear Behaving Badly as well.
Yeah.
Maybe a more classically English one.
Mm-hmm.
Phineas and Ferb, definitely up there. And I feel like a lot of people are going to pull inspiration from the creativity of Phineas and Ferb. Obviously, they had to create inventive things to make their days of summer full of life and energy. Just like these teams are going to have to come up with creative strats and plays to be able to defeat each other and move on to the next round of the bracket. Because, of course, today, ladies and gentlemen, today is the first day of a 2-day operation tournament, where we'll be obviously starting today in the pools stage, of which we are going to be getting ready to look at pool. Let me just check to make sure that I get it correctly here. Pool H, the bottom side of the pools, if you will, the 8th in the line of pools. Obviously, the top team from each pool, of which there are 8, will be progressing through into tomorrow's bracket system, where we'll be seeing them compete in a more traditional semi-single elimination bracket. There are some teams already that we have seen really make an impact. Specifically speaking, Angry Titans in that last game really looking like a Poggers team. Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
A Poggers team.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we sending? I think we are.
Are we sending? I can't. Like, man, Hazza, you have absolutely got me on strings, my man. You have got me on strings. It's a Saturday afternoon, and we're finally getting into some Valorant, mate. We have TES ladies against Tesco Meal Deal, heading straight into Bind.
Yep. And, this may be one of the last times that we actually get a look at Bind before patch 6.0, so drink it in, enjoy it while it's still here, and not only that, we've got Aery on the Yoru, Cairo. How are we feeling about this pick? I had a couple of matches on Yoru in my ranked games yesterday, much to the dismay of my teammates, because I lost both. But what kind of positive impact can they bring to this game?
I think a little bit of chaos, a little bit of carnage, a little bit of throwing things away and sending it. I mean, Hazza, I have been taught by my mentor, my Valorant colour caster.
goat?
I don't know about the goat. I think that's a bit far, but I'll certainly tell you something. You have preached to me about the ways of Euro, and you know something? I'd say I have probably converted to it.
Yeah, no, I love Yoru, to be fair. I think he probably could do with a couple more changes, but like there are some real niche ways that you can implement him. I think the most recent comp that I actually saw Yoru get used in, and I've spoke about this a couple of times, I've been raving in circles about it, was the Desire comp against alternate attacks in the finals of DAC Unity. That was on Breeze, this is on Bind. Actually, I think this is one of the first times that I remember seeing Yoru. If you want to cast your minds back, it was Rix GG and it was Otom playing it back then, so like that was a real while ago now. But yeah, he has some value on this map. The more famous usages here would be Forsaken and Paper Rex, but mostly you're just looking to make the most out of that teleporter, really, with the utility that he has, and we'll have to see how that works out for them.
I think as well it'll be interesting to see how the double controller comp comes into it, because if you remember correctly, all the way back to that famous Paper X comp, a lot of it was on initiation, and with a lot of initiator util on top of that Hazard. So having those controllers will be interesting to see how they dissect the map and support that Euro in that way.
Yeah, that's something I do find funny though. The initiator of choice is the Soul Fade. There's no breach to give him any fault lines and such when you think about the ult and whatnot. No Astra either, right? You have the Gravity Wells and Nova Pulses. But we are in the round now. The pistol round has begun. Harry already flushed out from the angle. No TP to save them this time around. Daffy and Lilian combine to find 2 kills on opposite ends of the maps. Both extremities now under wraps for TS Ladies. It's a question of where they look to push, and it simply will be another one from Daffy, taking down Packet of Crisps from the Tesco meal deal.
Well, the spike has not been collected while the assault continues on towards the site. Full meat will grab one. There goes Daffy, and that's going to be a little bit problematic as they continue to duck and dive in the smoke, but being on such low HP, they're easily collected. It's all up to the brim now of Josie. What can they do? Not much, as we see TES Ladies collect that round without even getting the spike down.
Yeah, very comfortable. 1 out on fights more than anything else. Packet of Crisps gets assaulted, and the site opens up quite easily.
You're not going to let that go. That's going to be like there forever, isn't it? That's just going to be one of those
yeah,
things.
it's just the salting the Packet of Crisps, right? I don't know if you ever had... Was it Squares or something where it comes with the bag... No, when it has the little bag of salt inside
Salt and Shake.
Yeah,
Salt and Shake.
I was never a fan, I have to be honest.
Brother, you need to have a serious look at yourself.
I probably do. But look, I'll take that up. I'll take that up with my GP. For now, we're into this round. And I don't know. More than anything else, it's a willingness as well from TS Ladies to fight both extremities, look for control, play the orbs. And on your anti-eco, you will just be looking to maximize those gains here.
Yeah, Tesco Meal Deal really looking to push, take some map control here. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we already saw the Fade push out of Showers, and I mean, you can see that from the blue X on the map. But the fact that we're seeing, I was about to say, a nice little crossfire set up, doesn't matter. It will be destroyed in a matter of seconds, but the spike is being pushed in towards the site where, let's be honest, you don't really want to be pushing into, because there's 2 players sitting there. But as I get excited, they'll get cut down.
Yeah, Voxygen able to take them out. Tesco Meal Deal reaching their hand into the Hornet's nest, burying themselves deep within market. But I would perhaps have liked to have seen them just sit on that control instead of actually challenging the trademark, giving away the information, and then seeing what kind of pick they could perhaps find if a rotate was forced. But no, when those 2 kills get immediately found onto the B players that have pushed up, the call there from TES, it has to be to then move towards B. You have 2 picks in that direction. The spike goes through the TP, a little bit risky, but Voxygen cleans up. And now they have a real opportunity to send this one away from Tesco Meal Deal.
Now, there seems to be a very slow approach from TES Ladies, just not wanting to overstep the mark, just in case we see Tesco Meal Deal punish them with the rifles that they've bought up. And that's fair enough. Again, farming those ultimate orbs, Hazard. And easily we can see those ultimates start to come online and maybe create a real foothold in towards the site.
That's your win condition for this round as well, I think, if you are TES, because you don't have the weapons perhaps, but there are going to be some ultimates coming through that you can cause some serious damage with, so we'll have to see which ones they are exactly. My mind escapes me as the scoreboard was flashed up at the start, but still very split, and this could be the downfall of TES with how much of the map they're trying to contend. It's getting to the late round now. A decision will have to be made on this execute, but where the spike is located, I think we might see another TP play coming through.
Yeah, it certainly seems likely the Boombot just trying to oppress any players that are trying to at least peek out for the time being, but it's going to be all up to Sakura with this Vandal. They're going to get one, there goes Lillian, but there's still plenty more to push through. They start to send in with the blast packs and the like, but the bullets just run out. It's not going to work out. Sakura again just surviving, but for the time being, they will be cut down. A couple upgrades on the site. Spikes down, we've got 40 seconds.
Valet playing this one up close with the pre-patch Spectre. Still the damage is not enough. TP coming through. There's the Prowler isolated. Majamiya gets taken out, and it ends up becoming a very comfortable round for Tesco Meal Deal towards the back end. I think the reason why it is a sense of comfortability is how uncomfortable TES were on the opposite side when you look in the other direction, because I like the idea of playing through the TP there, but I think you only realistically need one player hanging out. In my mind, you put 2 players short, you have the majority towards B, one person chilling outside of hookah, and then a couple of others outside Octagon on long. Give yourself a little bit of additional pressure. There were no long players, so you're fully executing through hookah. It makes it a lot more difficult. You can't, there are less gambles that Tesco Meal Deal have to take in terms of how they want to try and hold you there. So we'll just have to see how that develops into this next round. Already Sakura taking an early peek and dying as a result.
Players just wary of that TP that came through from the Euro clone. Thing is though, it was the clone and the Euro's actually on the site area. Seeing what they can do here and just tucking in towards Cubby. The Fate Reveal not getting much information. And the players are all stuck in towards Hookah. It's looking very one-dimensional right now.
It is, but one constant has been the flank of Voxygen, who's now taken Lamp's control. Tesco Meal Deal have absolutely no idea. There's the first kill and the second. The door is wide open. Hear ye, come forth. A site ready to be claimed, and the stake placed within the centre of it from Voxygen. Very nicely done.
I was just worried there for a second that Josie would be able to walk all the way down long and maybe even find a cheeky flank. It's not to be as it's cut away. Airing out at CT. What can they do? What can they find? Probably not much at this position here. As much as I respect the skill, and all these players are probably better than me, Hazza. I think 1 versus 5 in a post plant is pretty tough.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying, Cairo. But anyway, this situation difficult, right? 1v5. You're just playing for exits at this point. Aerial will try and hold on to that gun. You can potentially play through it on the next round. I want to see what the setup looks like in terms of positioning. I think actually, by Airy holding on to this, you can get a buy because one of those players is on 0 credits. But more than anything else, TS Ladies very nicely done. And Voxygen just, I think that entire round sits solely on their shoulders. Completely opened up the A site. And that's how they've been playing, really. That we haven't seen a hard-hitting execute from them blindly into a site so far. TS have been incredibly calculated in the way that they've looked to default the map.
Yeah, I totally agree. And on top of that, here we are here, just this entry. Even if you lose that second fight, site's not as easy to try and execute into. Yes, you only need to find one, but I guess the retake's so much more doable. It's just one of those situations that happens that, it's all if, buts and maybes, but at this moment in time, moving on towards this round, we're seeing Sakura relocated on towards Showers. The Headhunter collects. Anymore? Not really, but they're going to rendezvous out. There is one player lost, and that will be Josie, so that's where the smoke's gone.
Fullmetal's actually trying to reclaim some of this lost ground, however, and has already moved up into the corner with the Stinger. I don't know if Oxygen's aware of it. This could cause some real issues. Sakura just has to bait this position, lure them in and make something of it, but instead, Tesco Meal Deal have bought this one hook, line and sinker, And actually, the spike is now making its way over towards the other side of the map. You have to worry about Aerie inside that TP, but timing will be everything. Actually, I think you expect Voxygen to TP back through here and join them. That could be a free pick and a way back into the round.
Sakura just jumping about on bench there. The thing is, though, nobody's going to find this chamber. Just escaping, gets the Europe. That's massive. Now they move on towards the site. Do they know it's clear? Well, I imagine they probably will now, as the players move in and completely clear all extremities of that site, Hazza. Now, with that being said, the Sky Smoke down, just delaying the retake even longer so the spike can get down. That Trailblazer with massive information as well.
The retake is fully from spawn, so this one made it a bit more difficult, and like you said, so much utility here. I'm just waiting on that incendiary to come through. It doesn't look like it's going to happen just yet. Packet of crisps. Here they go, moving in with the ghost. A couple of stray shots towards Voxygen, but not enough to topple them. 4 versus 3, still player advantage. This is going to be a battering ram. Ali finds 2. A nice flank back around from them. And now it is just going to be 1 player left. Another situation which TES can very easily close out. And Tesco Meal Deal, they didn't exactly put everything on the line, right? They were missing that 3rd item in the combo, and they've left themselves short.
What are they doing
I mean, realistically here, Hazza, I mean, the difference between Tesco Meal Deal and TES Ladies and the way that they're playing, I mean, TES Ladies just have Tesco Meal Deal on strings with the way that they're having their looks, etc. Everything just seems to be paying out here. And, I mean, Tesco Meal Deal are really struggling to get a read on this right now.
I would like to see Tesco Meal Deal do something proactive. When you have the Yoru in your composition, especially from the defender's side, it's incredibly difficult to get value. You've got to have a couple of different set plays that you can bring out. One of them was moving through that TP, and we saw it earlier, but for the most part, a difficult challenge. Here come the ultimates in towards the site. Lamps taken through the back, but the kill's being found, and Tesco Meal Deal at an advantage.
I think that's the first time we could see that they have been at an advantage, a proper one that has really stayed in their hands. That's one time though, Hazza. There is 2 players of TES completely split up, and well, here's the playmaker, the one that you want to be looking out for. Voxygen just moving through into, I don't even want to attempt it. Now moving in, they will find that player who's at the back of sight. That's going to really cost Tesco Meal Deal at this moment in time. The orbital strike prepped, but not going to be opted for. Spike going down, it will be a 2v2 post plan.
Yeah, I don't actually like the use of the orbital strike here, because you don't have both players on the Tesco Meal Seal side actually present to capitalize from it. So essentially, you've cast that one into the ether for absolutely zero reason. Sakura also investing the tour de force into this round, but it has delivered value. First kill onto Voxygen, the star player gone all on Ali, and they cannot do it for the 2nd round in a row. It's Sakura at the double, and now Tesco Meal Deal doubling up for rounds themselves.
Finally, we get that 2nd on the board. Pistol Fever is not going to happen for them, Hazza. It is going to be I finally get the rifle round on the board for 2. The thing is, though, Tesco Meal Deal now getting all those ultimates online, Hazza. And it's interesting that it's them to get the ultimates online first before we've seen much of TES Ladies.
Yeah, well, there was a heavy investment of ults from both teams in that previous round. You had the Showstopper, the Nightfall coming through in the Execute. Tesco Meal Deal using 2 of their own. I already critiqued the Orbital Strike a little bit before, but well, that Tour de Force had a lot of value. And for that reason exactly, Sakura has brought up into an Operator here in full. And we'll be looking for an early pick off the back of this Dimensional Drift. This is so nicely played. Allows them to clear out a lot more angles. Aerie going on a charge. Does have a backdoor to perhaps escape, but instead just runs the whole way through. And that's the information of about 90% of those TES players, at least for the time being.
Thing is, though, is a good thing for TES is the fact that they are in a bit of a default, so they're controlling most of the map and most of the pushes. Sakura having this angle here all the way on towards mid, they don't know that obviously the sky's just to the right here.
Yeah.
But if anybody peeks out, Hazza.
So it's an off angle as well. So from that position, if the sky were to peek out, you will be able to see the gun barrel of Sakura before they see you. Looking to take the angle.
No.
I absolutely no idea. The flick is there. Connection not made all the same, but incredibly touch and go from both of those players. Coming down to the last 30 seconds, TES have to make a decision here. I'm starting to wonder whether we're going to see that same KGTP play come through again. The trademark's in position. There's so much to contend with. I much favour the A execute, but Airy is there and capitalises from the Haunt to find the first. Dipping in to find the second. The Circle of Doom greets us. And, well, the Timer of Doom is greeting TES here as well, because there's barely any left, and I don't know if they're even going for this.
Well, they'll need to they'll need to make an attempt. They're going to try and get in towards the site, but Julesy again coming up massive here. So does Sakura. Spike's still in the hands, but the time's too low.
Yeah.
Tesco Meal Deal, they'll collect another hazard.
Completely caught between two minds there, TES ladies. I really want to see them go heavy in the execute on the late rounds. Right now, the way that they're setting up a lot of the time, it is that default, and it's giving them plenty of life as well. There are lots of kills that they've been able to find early to mid-round and really kick on from there as we've been cast onto the cameras. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hope you're, you're still zoomed in. I love that. But yeah, look, if we zoom out, take a macro approach, it's been the default, right? But then into the late rounds, that's where they're really struggling and things are becoming a lot more challenging for no reason. Through the TP play, I really like it, but we need more long control. I think that has to be a priority. And then as well, just grouping up a little bit more on these hits, right? Having 5 players, if you are going A, for example, and just running in. I don't really know. It's a really difficult one to try and preface because they're doing a lot of things right. It's just that final little moment when it comes into the last couple seconds of the round when that spike needs to go down that things get a little bit worrying and my doubts begin to be raised.
I think the long presence was a big one I wanted to kind of focus on just as we broke here, because there was a lot of nice plays in terms of TPing in towards mid and then going through hookah, but then we ended up in a weird situation with 5 players in hookah, and it just seemed, again, for me, a little bit one-dimensional. I guess it worked out for them at the end, and it has this is the thing though, I mean, that's the extra step, that's where things become so much more easy. Even flawless rounds could come from that.
Potentially, that is one way of looking at it. We also have to give credit to what Tesco Meal Deal have done in the last couple of rounds. That Yoru ultimate, very nicely done to set up Sakura. No avail on the previous. We'll be trying it on this time around, but Showers is not a place that you want to be caught and slip up, bang your head, and you are dead just like that. The first kill is found. That's complete sight control for them here, except for Lamps, but Airy has actually backed away and fully conceded it now, so the spike can go down pretty safely.
Well, Spike has went down extremely safely, but for the time being, has the post plant's not as safe as what you would think. Daffy and Voxygen coming through, massive. Although there is a little bit of a trade there, we're into 3 versus 2 now. The 2 remaining players are still stuck out in towards CT. Not a lot of sound for these players left on site. But I'll tell you what, there's a lot of information for the players coming in now. But Ali will easily find the last couple of kills.
Very nicely done. Multi-kill Ali once again coming through with a couple of picks. It was those 2 in the post plant towards B, which were really nice on the low HP players, just cutting them down. And from the end of their own Nightfall with a Decay in play, they were able to do the same here. So Tesco Meal Deal on that round, they were willing to concede some space towards the site. I like the fact that Yoru had the gate crash available and could fall back from Lamps if they had to, but as well, we also saw the spike planter get taken down. The way that TS ladies decided to plant that was, you know, on the triple boxes, which can be quite difficult sometimes. Sakura moving up here early on to get something done, perhaps find an orb, but very nearly ends up falling for the second round in a row.
Could easily have found that pick. The Boombot's cleared up so much space, so they know that is going to be completely clear, and they won't be able to find out Sakura because they're elevated hazard. There won't be any information, even the fact that the Boombot came through. A nice little combo of utility, but again, Sakura still stands tall, waiting for someone to make a mistake. It's a nice one-way.
And all of, the thing about the one-way as well is all of that space that you've just cleared out, you will have to re-clear if you want to hit towards that area later in the round. Once more, TES playing absolutely every inch of this. And unfortunately, it's meant that Foxygen is isolated in that gun duel, loses out to Airy, and Tesco Meal Deal now have the advantage that they would be looking for. TP comes through, but these advanced players in showers have not got a move on. That's so much information the defenders can work with. One way still up, TES completely stuck. And Sakra's not been cleared. There's an unexpected item in the bagging area, and they found one from it. Huge stuff. 4 versus 1. Tesco Meal Deal running away from things.
Oh, Hazard, you just seen it happening in front of your eyes. Yeah, there was a couple of whiffs there, but Tesco Meal Deal, they get it done. And as you said, unexpected item in the bagging area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice line, by the way.
I love that. But there's going to be a few more barcodes scanned here, getting those weapons back online. This was a real low investment, mixed investment from Tesco Meal Deal. So the fact that they're able to win it, keep things close, as a matter of fact, bind as well. On the attacking side with that Yoru, you feel like Airy has a great opportunity to come into their own element. The fact they're able to maintain a status quo and keep this close from the defender's point at this point in time, I think is a real credit to them.
Well, it seems as if we are going to get the Seekers invested. There's obviously that tour de force, but nice sky smoke to deny the line of sight means that when they push through, they need to make sure it's clear. Well, they do so eventually. It's going to be a nice B split for the time being. Spike in towards that hookah position, and I've got to watch out for this fade close by. What do they have in terms of utility to clear this out? Doesn't look as if they've got much, Hazard. That's the worrying thing. Nice util being prepared, and they're waiting to go for these smokes to come down, but that's the problem. This is the problem. When you just have a player that can rat in corners, well, I'll tell you what, Hazard, this is now becoming a problem. Only one player left, and well, Tesco Meal Deal, they are really starting to close this gap, and they'll do so. But Daffy's going to close the gap in terms of man count. The only problem is Spike's and Hookah.
They've got to clamber up to try and get it, but Daffy might actually look to press this advantage before doing so. Finds the first kill, 1 versus 1. Showstopper online, it gets popped there, looking to maybe take it. Packet of crisps out of range, not gonna happen. We'll simply use it to create safe passage and find this spike. 20 seconds on the clock. Do you stay or do you go? The committal has to be there. They are just biding their time. Packet of crisps, this should be easy peak on the contact. Spike going down. They're quite slow to adjust though. This has actually given Daffy room to try and make it work, but they go wide on the peak, and it's simple as that. The collection is found, and it is 5-5.
It's a nice round all in all there from Daffy from a solo effort, but in terms of how everything went, Hazard, utility, well, it was being prepared in terms of paint shells, etc. I mean, the most important thing is confirming that entry in towards site.
Yeah, we saw the first Prowler go out, nothing really came from it. The rest of the utility does come through, but the clearing isn't there. I think you probably want your Fade player to be coming from B long and perhaps pair them with the Rays. You can use the C's towards backside. You have the cubby angle as well that you can send that in towards. The Prowlers will be able to clear close, most importantly, and that's the position that Fool Matul took up. It was really nicely done. We've seen this guy before. I think it was on Brunel University a while ago, back when they used to be like a top 8 team in the different university circuits, but such a nice little angle there to be taking, because usually you expect the player on the right hand side, right? So it's a little adjustment which pays dividends.
Now, talking about adjustments, this is an aggressive adjustment, you could say, because we haven't really seen the players peak out much on long from what we've seen from both teams so far. Trailblazers are going to be sent all the way up, and they're going to check that left corner, so let's see if that's going to hurt them.
Well, it's 2 players spotted in the elbow position, and if you see 2 players playing off site in that kind of manner, you fully expect there to be a third posted up somewhere inside the bowels of the site itself. For that reason exactly, they look to move towards A, but just as they do so, they also now have the information that Sakura is here with the operator. So, a difficult task. They almost lined up for a moment there. We'll need to deal with this one. Does actually rendezvous off the angle, so it's a bit more preferable. But Airy is here to clean up the bits and pieces. Finds one. Orbital strike in. That's a second. And Ali gets toasted. Burnt to a crisp. And Tesco Meal Deal will be running away with this and actually bringing themselves up to a 6th.
Yeah, it seems as if Tesco Meal Deal are eating well so far, has the past couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Really came back in towards this, and now as we move into the last here, that means we all have to see these ultimates being invested, and there's a lot of them.
There certainly is. You have pretty much everything except for the orbital strike, which we saw get invested, and yeah, it had value. I don't think there can be any complaints if you invest an ultimate and are able to turn around from it. Sometimes there are choice examples where things are a little bit unnecessary, but you have to take that risk sometimes, and I like the way that it's been used. Now they have some serious margins for victory on this one. I think we expect to see that Viper's Pit put in towards short. We haven't done so far, but now would be the time to do it. You've got the dimensional drift as well to go proactive on the information if you do want to do so, and now that it's there, I would like to see this come through. Perhaps not necessary with sacrificing that kill, however.
Alright, nice information from Airy, and we are going to get that Viper's Pit hazard, as you mentioned. On towards short now, it's all up to what is TES Ladies going to do here? Do they invest in Nightfall? Do they invest the orbital strike to try and get through? They're really waiting things out and waiting for someone to push from showers. Obviously, that's where the chamber was, but they're not going to get anything from that.
We also see the Tour de Force get popped additionally. I think there is a view in perhaps to take the rifle and have the best of both worlds right now. Chamber's ultimate still very strong, but soon will be nowhere near as good. I think it's fair to say. Effectively just an operator at that point. Here's an ultimate to invest. Nice orbital strike on towards Packet of Chris. That takes down the Viper's Pit as well. It's the green light for these players to hit the site with barely any time left. But Airy's still here, able to get one traded. Now a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, now down to a 3 versus 2 though, Hazza, just after a nice pick from Sakura. The spike down, but the player repositioned on towards Heaven. That's lovely, using the rendezvous nodes, and now the spike gets ferried all the way on towards B, but the players are now making their way on towards there. The retake maybe even going to begin sooner than you think, and Ali trying to get aggressive. Feels the aggression from Maito. That's going to be a lovely pickup of a round, an advantage into the next half as well.
Yeah, and it was a really nicely played round there from TS Ladies, and also one of the reasons I think in practice why we're anticipating that chamber nerf to be happening, because Sakura takes that first kill from Showers, which completely denies the line of sight for Tesco Meal Deal to actually get that spike down. They had fully conceded that, and I don't think we're prepared to push in, but Sakura takes a bit of a gamble, decides to rendezvous out actually instead of playing the same angle, which, you know, does pose some problems in and of itself, redirects themselves towards Heaven, which is something you obviously won't be able to do next time around, and then has a completely new angle to then re-challenge the site, and it makes that Tour de Force so strong. Now on the defense, we'll have to see what TES are going to try and do to slow things down with this Yoru now in play and ready to go.
Yeah, the Euro is going to be an interesting one, and how they, again, we kind of talked about it previously, Has at the beginning of the game, talking about how they're going to initiate, how they're going to get the Euro in towards site, how is that all going to work out. Already they've felt a big stopper, but look at the aggression that's coming from the B side.
There is a trademark in place, however, and that is important to note. The question is, what is the response from Tesco Meal Deal when it gets hit, if it gets hit? Do they look to then move towards A, or go back and re-clear it? We'll have to see what that is. We'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But for now, still a 5 versus 5. TES almost twiddling their thumbs, waiting for this push to materialize. The Viper's toxic screen has now gone up, and the kill should be there. It is traded. Now found, Voxygen has dropped. That's one of the trademarks, but not the most pivotal one. There's the positioning from Market. Something Tesco Meal Deal were aware of, and they've dealt with nicely. We have a reflank coming through from Sakura here as well, which could be massive, but they'll need to time it perfectly and actually make some space instead. Tesco Meal Deal have moved to the other side of the map, and it's Julesy, in effect, that could shut them down, but Ali is aware, and we find ourselves in a really weird end to this round.
It's a really weird end to the round, but also has a look at those health bars. Two of those players on Tesco Meal Deal are not looking healthy, looking maybe a little bit sickly.
Liam won't clear this.
And well, the thing is, the packet of crisps needs to go massive here from this position. Because if that Ali can start to rifle off those bullets, things can start to fall away. And this is where it gets worrying now. This is where we get to the position where we start to think, is this doable? Can Ali do it? But the players are playing keep away. They don't want to get close. They don't want to get found out. That's a nice haunt, and they now know where Ali is. All they need to do is spam away, but they can't find the last remaining player, or the second last remaining player, I should say. And they're going to get around to themselves.
Yeah, like you said, they were playing keep away, hiding. They didn't need to peek in that situation, and with Ali storming through the site, making so much racket, they didn't have to peek even then, and it makes things that much easier. Can win it out in terms of time as a win condition there, and now Tesco Meal Deal up to 8. They're able to find the pistol rounds. They have an opportunity to buy into some better weapons here. And we'll just have to see if they can carry that momentum through, if we can see a bonus round conversion, as TES were able to do as well. The wheels coming off towards the end of that attacking half. Like you said, pistol round fever for some of these teams, perhaps. It's contagious this time of year and not something that you want to fall into, that early confidence.
It's like it's such a weird, like, I don't want to call it a phenomenon, but it kind of is. Like the fact that sometimes when you get onto these rifle rounds, the quality just disappears, or maybe teams get a little bit too confident.
It's about having that utility and then knowing what to do with it, maximizing what you're actually doing with it, making sure that everything you're using has a purpose and it's not simply just to throw it out and cause a problem. That kind of situation where you throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. TS ladies, I was thinking for a moment, might be looking for a late round push towards short, but it's not going to come through. Tesco Meal Deal playing this so reserved for their anti-eco.
Let's just peek it out. And that's it, they've got the information. I guess the execute will be coming down through, but the Euro just easily gets picked up there. A nice click from the Classic, finds another. Sakura, though, does have that Vandal and doing the work. All the util just to delay the push out from Lamps, and the players are now set up. That's it. The thing is, though, they might have to re-clear Lamps, as we saw the Viper slowly moving up towards that position.
The smokes have now dissipated, and I don't think this actually favours TES whatsoever. They wanted to maximise the close angles with those Classics, but it's not going to happen for them. Daffy able to find another kill, causes it a bit of damage, and actually here, Sakura is low. If Maya can find this kill, it's going to be huge for their chances, but won't happen. They're able to keep themselves up standing, maintain that Vandal through towards the next round, and keep this buy healthy for Tesco Meal Deal.
Yeah, I expected to see that timeout from TES as Hazard. We've obviously got to sit back and look at what's been going wrong in terms of all of that kind of general round. The thing is, though, the pistol round and the anti-eco, you expect TES to lose that because they're the ones at a disadvantage. I don't expect them to lose the pistol, but you expect them to lose the kind of as consequence of losing the pistol, lose the second one. Point I was going to make was, is this maybe just more of a let's settle our nerves and kind of make sure we win this rifle round coming up next?
I think so. This is the round that you have to win. If you don't pick this one up, then you're looking at having Tesco Meal Deal on double digits. They only need 3 more to close. From the attacking side, with Yoru in the comp, you'll get that dimensional drift up a couple of times. There are ways in which you can build and execute around that as well. You also have the orbital strike, and this is a combination that I would like to see happen at some point. Send the Yoru in, find a player, and then just ping where somebody is and drop the orbital strike directly on their head. But we'll have to see if that is something that they're looking towards when things do begin to progress. But right now the priority is finding a round, seeing if perhaps we do have a more defenders sided bind, because it was that early start which we already saw come through from TES. But Tesco Meal Deal equally in this situation can collapse and things fall apart, so we will just have to see.
Right, already heading into this, looking at where the players are already set up for, it's that B split. In terms of how Tesco Meal Deal, I mean, they've already got rifles and weapons that can easily do this round and convert the bonus. It's this, I guess, big committal on towards long that needs to pay out. And that's where the main push is as well. This could turn into a crunch on long, and these players could be put in a situation where it might not work out for them.
And this is not something which TES did before, which we spoke about quite a lot. You know, they weren't opting for that pincer from both ends, and this is something which Tesco Meal Deal can make a lot out of. Just waiting now for those smokes to drop. Airy readying the flash to come through. Lillian holds firm, finds 2 kills from that position, make it 3. Daffy as well joining in, and this bonus not coming to anything for Tesco Meal Deal, it seems. Not the best of buys. They were on a budget, but yeah, it's in the name. You expect them to be, perhaps, and there we have it. Ali finds the kill to close out the round.
Yeah, nice work from TES. I think the saving grace at the end there, just to stop the crunch, was the player tucked in towards Cubby. But nonetheless, the Sky is able to do the work themselves and, I mean, hold out stalwart in the defence of Long, which was nice mechanical play. But you can't be, I guess, you can't really bank on that every single time. So while it was a good round from TES, I think there still could be improvements.
Yeah, 100%. But you have to, more than anything, merit them on the fact that they were able to pick it up.
Yeah, that's true. No,
exactly when they needed to, because you lose that, like I said before, double digits, 10-5, a gap which you start to feel becomes unclosable. But this is the gun round. This is now the prime opportunity for TES to get themselves underway on their defender's side. It'll knock Tesco Meal Deal down, you know, on an even tighter budget in terms of weapons that they can bring through. We know they're capable on a Thrifty. We saw it on the opposite end, but still not something perhaps you want to opt for. They're playing this very slow, waiting for the aggression from the defenders, but when we saw the way that they played their attack and how their defense has looked so far as well, both incredibly reserved, lots of respect being given to one another right now, but it's respect which can give away control of Hookah and make this a similarly difficult situation as it was on the previous.
Yeah. And do you know what? I don't hate it, and certainly neither does TES, as they've already found one, but this time there's been a trade, and Airy just doubles down, opens up the site completely. The player's already out of Hookah, and the Spike ready to get down. They've set up for potentially Hazard, putting themselves in a situation where they can use those mollies, and that'll be aided by that orb.
Yeah, they have a lineup here, I'm pretty certain. Is a flank coming through from Long. It's Ali that's going to look to challenge, and this could be a real problem. Voxygen as well, the 2 players that you really expect to go big, and they start doing so. Lots of HP taken as a result. Airy with a fake TP. 4 kills for them on this round. Now a 1 versus 3. We know Voxygen is good, but not that good. Airy with an ace. It's a double A there, but a triple A in terms of performance. And now they have a great opportunity to start to close things out when you look at what TES have to work with.
No, yeah, exactly. It's what you have in the pockets and ready to go. I mean, 2 ultimates on either side, Hazard, Tour de Force, etc. as well. It's not looking bad, but I guess that retake functionality of the ults, that TES have in terms of the Seekers and the Nightfall, there's so much information there, and they can really oppress these opponents. But again, it's a very aggressive standpoint, a very aggressive posture from these players, because they are on pistols, but Tesco Meal Deal are aware and ready.
Certainly are finding these kills in their number. Utility to perhaps flush out that player in the corner doesn't come through. Instead, it looks like Fulmatul is all too happy to take this one on by himself. 4 versus 2. There is some information on these players. They look to move back and use the regrowth, but Tesco Meal Deal, we said these 2 teams had been respecting each other quite a lot, but on this round, it doesn't look like there's any respect. They want to try and take these heads, but perhaps they should. Lillian finds that one. Things a little bit dangerous for the time being.
All it takes is a couple of headshots, but the headshots will go the other way. Now, Tesco Meal Deal with a 2-person advantage in this situation, and Lillian just trying to get out, gets found out. That's the problem now, because of that eco cycle, because of that trampoline round. Essentially, we are now looking down the barrel of this match being over the next couple rounds.
And all of this comes from, you said the trampoline, but foundations were set on that defender's side about how Tesco Meal Deal were going to approach this, and we've seen the similar level on this attacking half. It's looked a lot better having the Yoru on the attack and being able to play through that a bit more. You always fancied them to be stronger in that regard, but yeah, the fact they were able to keep things close on the first half and actually come out with a 7-5 advantage, I think was absolutely huge. And now we have to see if they can close out, because you win this round, you're up to 12, and I'm not sure if we've hit the full loss bonus for TES yet, so perhaps a little bit of a mixed buy on that all-important final round, as much as they can possibly put forward, I suppose.
And again, maybe that rifle round being lost has I mean, obviously you're going to want to put as many rounds on the board, but it might end up being the detriment to their overall gameplay, and that could really start to hurt them. Nice, obviously, nice kind of Euro Ultimate here to get the information and the Nightfall to aid that information as well. And it's placed to perfection, but I'll tell you what else is placed to perfection. It's these shots. Aerie does get one back, and it's still a take in towards the Lamp's position. Orbital Strike prepped and ready, but these players, they're going for a different type of play.
They've hit the TP, but now stopped. Aerie finds the kill towards A, and I want to see a recommit here. Not going to go for it, actually, perhaps. Yeah, oh, okay, they do. The double down happens eventually. The Seekers also have information, though, so now they know that this A hit should be coming through at the very least with those positions. Daffy is here to try and challenge, has the showstopper. This could be massive. Gets at least one, falls back onto the paint shells, able to get a third and looking for a fourth, unable to do so. 1 versus 2. Viper's Pit available, packet of crisps, not much time. Might even look to tap and find that first engagement. We have the Orbital Strike to deny. That is going to be it. Very nicely cleaned up by Maya, and that will be a 7th for TES.
Maya Mia, Mamma Mia, what a round has the way that it was going back and forth. It was like a rally at the terrace. I mean, I felt as if I was Wimbledon looking, is it B side, is it A side, is it B side? But no, I liked the way that they played with the minds of TES ladies, Tesco Meal Deal, doing kind of different types of plays. The initial commit in towards site, it didn't feel comfortable, and the fact that when that recommit came through after Aerie got the pick, it was just unfortunate that Daffy did have that ultimate of the showstopper to support themselves, and they couldn't get traded out after. So all in all, a really good round, and already we're in towards the action.
Yeah, not the best of buys from Tesco Meal Deal. It's like when someone goes for that default meal deal, you know, like packet of ready salted crisps, ham sandwich. Boring. But it's all that they can afford to do this time around. I mean, we can have this conversation on the desk, perhaps. Get Bard in there as well. But focusing on Valorant primarily, TES completely conceding the site. Viper's Pit going down, bringing this one to an afterplant. You have the Nightfall to try and recontest, but I think you've got to go pretty much on the spike plant. That they should do it while they know that there's a numbers advantage. Well, one player is preoccupied with getting it down, but no, they'll go in now.
Oh, this is it. The gun's alive, just fighting for their lives, and the fight seems to be working out. The Viper's Pit dropped, and look at this kill feed. It's completely went both ways. It's down to 1 versus 2, and it's doable for Daffy. Can they bring this back? Can you find it, Hazza? The blast packs, they're trying to see if they can blast the chamber away, but they're blasting themselves away. It's up, and away. It's Daffy finds the last kill, but do they have enough time?
Yeah. More than enough, Cairo. More than enough. And they do more than enough in the clutch as well. Very nicely won out. I was worried for a moment when that paint shells cascaded off the wrong side of the clipping there on the inside of the wall. But no, they were able to win out that fight. It all comes down to one shot. A shot which Sacre Bleu is not able to connect. And we're back within 3. So very close now. A good chance for TES to really mount this comeback.
Yeah. Now, within 3, I guess Tesco Meal Deal, they do have a good buy here. But the thing is, though, when does it start to run out? Because, again, it was all good things come to an end, Hazza. All dynasties must fall. And, well, potentially, Tesco Meal Deal might be starting to feel that now, as that's the first 2 frags going away with TES.
It looks as if Tesco Meal Deal have tried to sort of force an investment back into this one as well, and there's only so many times that you can do it, hitting your head against the wall until you're pretty much unconscious. And now a 5 versus 2, These players looking to split up, divide their options and see if they can't multiply those chances of finding the round, but it's not going to happen. The Brim Jewel is one out. Packet of Crisps, 1 versus 4. Gets the first unscathed, and this does leave a window for opportunity.
How slim is that opportunity though, Hazard? Because realistically, I mean, it's slim pickings at this point in time. All the players are pretty far back, but they're disconnected, and gifting 1 versus 1s to Packets of Crisps does leave that opportunity to get a little bit bigger. Get a little bit worrying, but it's not to be. Time's slowly ticking away. They will see the shoulder, the head, but the head's collected from the Viper. Now this is it. This is doable. The Viper wall goes up. The smoke screen just to deny any lines of sight. And the players now have to move through, try and get an opportune moment. The hunt not working out. But speaking of opportune moments, it'll come through for Mia, and they'll find that frag.
It's really difficult in that situation, especially when you know that there are players hunting you down. You don't have the time. You want to try and go for that tap, see if you can bait out a peek, and nothing going in the end there for Packet of Crisps. But a very, very valiant effort. 11-9. The gap continuing to close, and this one looking to be 11-10 if Tesco Meal Deal don't have an ace up their sleeve. Only pistols. It looks to be a 5-player long push. We'll have to see if that can materialize into something a little bit greater, or if Maya can bring them to a close as they did on the previous.
Already been mowed down. That's the fade gone. That's the initiation gone. Information potentially lost there because the Euro doesn't have their ultimate either. Has a Tesco Meal Deal maybe leaving themselves a little bit short-sighted here.
Yeah, short-sighted by the Yoru clone there, which gets blown up due to the Trailblazer. But Lillian has been holding down long here magnificently. Just as I say that, they will fall, but taking 2 kills before doing so, being a real asset to how TS ladies have played this defense thus far. Sky, of course, another agent which is going to have a couple of changes to her. And well, I think more outstanding than the changes themselves is the fact that Breeze and Bind will be leaving the pool, the 2 maps which I think she has the most usage on, this of course being one of them, and that has been implemented very well thus far.
What can the last 2 do? What can they find? The nice little inspect. I mean, that's a nice gun, has it? You've got to sometimes appreciate the beauty that is in front of you. Right now, this is not a beauty of a round. This is a nightmare of a round, and it looks to get even worse as the players peek out and the rifles start to come alive. There we are, and it's just a collection, a lovely bit of flicking there, and we are down to 1.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's exactly what it is. Just sitting back and appreciating the beauty of it. Anti-eco frags, nothing else makes my face light up more than seeing, you know, economic poverty and depression enacted through video game violence. I am joking for the purpose of for this stream.
Hello?
That was a joke. But yeah, now they're going to be fighting on even ground. This is what we really want to see. We'll have to see what can be made of it, though. You get 1 shot to prove yourself here if you are Tesco Meal Deal, or you're back on a very wobbly buy into what could then at that point be a match point for TES, but not there just yet.
No, we could be there very shortly. This is it. Oh my goodness gracious. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Straight in and denying the push. There's the Euro gone. We can't use that. We can't see that nice little, I guess, utility that we see where the Euro closes the gap even quicker, takes the space. The orbital strike comes through, denies the spike plan. And now the players of Tesco Meal Deal are feeling the pain. They're feeling the delay. And Daffy's ready to peek out. And we know how good they can be. Oh, they just miss out. Well, I guess the Chamber's just quicker on the mark. Saka even quicker, finding that trade. We're down to a 4 versus 3, and there's still ultimates to be used.
Oh, we're seeing once again this exact same response. The Seekers coming through once Lillian is able to hear the cue of the TP, and it's given them all the information that they need. The rotate has come through, but these players have moved back. Ali either goes huge or gives the biggest opportunity for Tesco Meal Deal to take a round. But it seems like they're going to be the one guarding the gates. 2 kills. Packet of Crisps 1v3 again. Same site, same place, but nowhere near as much health to work with. Might get the plant off this time, but actually Daffy Wow sending in this utility will completely deny them. I think that should be the kill. Simple stuff in the end. 11-all.
11-all has all even, and this is where things get spicy. This is now where things start to get to the point where the mouth starts to water, because it's a 2-round shootout essentially to decide this match. And also on top of that, you look towards what Tesco Meal Deal's by, and it's not going to be amazing in this next round.
Yes, and we're back. We get to deliberate a little bit. You said about sort of appreciating a little bit of beauty. I now get to see your wonderful face alongside mine. I think it's this direction, isn't it? So let's open the floor. Let's have a discussion.
Okay.
It's like we're on a podcast. So, Cairo, looking at what we've seen from the last few rounds now, an opportunity. TES bringing themselves back into this game. What kind of changes do you think that Tesco Meal Deal need to make here? If they want to take this last round, what's it going to come down to?
I think realistically, Hazard, I think they need to take their foot off the gas. I think the best ideas have came from them slowly approaching the site and just taking their time. I think there's been times where they've tried to go for an execute. And I'm thinking to go towards that long position where we saw good ideas in terms of a crunch potentially. But what happens is they get mowed down, they get caught out. I mean, 3 players against 2, you'd automatically favour at least 1 player on the 3 to come out on top due to trades. But that's not happening. We're seeing individual brilliance, and they need to isolate these fights and use the utility that they have in pocket.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, Cairo.
Okay,
I'm going to say I would like to see Tesco Meal Deal just run it down. Just run into a site, hold W, nothing, look, here it is, Dimensional Drift, you got the Orbital Strike as well, you've got everything that you want. Look, Ali's playing backside, ult them, do it now, look, there it is, there's the ult, and it's flipping massive as well. Jawsy takes the kill, there we go, Eri finding one too. Tesco Meal Deal coming into their element, it's that W gaming, man, this is what we asked, massive stuff.
It certainly is in the Viper's pit just to protect the spike as well. It's so awful, it's so harsh. And only the last 2 remaining players, how do you even get back into this one? It's essentially feeling like it's lost, and Tesco Meal Deal will be the first team to take map point on this matchup.
I mean, going back to the reason why I said this, look at the utility you have. You can afford to just run straight in. They were taking their time way too much before, and it was problematic. Another problem in front of them now is the HP on a couple of these players, and the fact that TS still want to try and fight this. It's a 3 versus 2, not much time left, don't really fancy it. Maybe a couple weapons to be claimed, but actually not going to happen. 12-11, Tesco Meal Deal win the most important round of the game thus far. We have another, however.
We do. This is the second. Well, I say second most important. This is every round is as important as the last, but this even more so because if TES lose this, then it's all over, Hazard. But if they win, then we get to the juicy part. Another juicy part, I guess. It's like fillet steak after fillet steak at this moment in time. I feel as if I'm back in Copenhagen.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's. I'm not gonna bait you out on your food choices here, Cairo. I've done it too many times in circles.
Don't start talking about food, man.
We won't. Lilian on the fadeaway, gonna just dodge out the Yoru clone there. Stray shot's not quite connecting. Eri not having the ultimate to execute the site this time around, but the Nightfall is there, and that's equally as good, if not better. In the 5 versus 5 B close part, with utility still in hand, I very much favour Tesco Meal Deal to be able to close this out. Packet of Crisps now opting perhaps to go for the lineup, but there is a flank coming through from Hookah and perhaps from Long as well.
Oh, nice little pink shells towards the back of the site there, but thing is, we are starting to see both teams come alive, and they really are coming alive. It's frags left, right and centre, but Tesco Meal Deal taking a significant advantage, and now it's down to a 1 versus 2. Oh no, wait, surely not. Do they know? Are they going to find out? Well, they're going to find out now. The Yesterday Snake Bite comes at the wrong time. This is doable for the Brim. They're back on the spike, but the swing comes through, and it's a hook, line, and sinker as they sink TES ladies and move forward in this bracket.
Nicely finished in the end, and if I'm not mistaken, that means that Tesco Meal Deal will have qualified for the playoffs out of the group, so congratulations to them if that's true. I don't want to say it is, but I saw the poll in chat who's going to qualify for playoffs, so, you know, out of the two teams, I feel as if this is a playoff match coming into it, and the fact that they were both able to win games previous. So congratulations to Tesco Meal Deal. I think as well, the fact they were able to overturn that early deficit and then make it a half, which they had an advantage, being down 4 rounds to 1 and then coming out 7-5, set them up perfectly for this attack. Yeah, it wasn't the best. They left the ways back in for TES to adapt, which they did brilliantly from the defender's side. I don't think I could necessarily single out one certain thing which they were doing a lot better that was generating that success. More than anything, it was becoming comfortable and having those rifles in hand, shelling out for the full set of weaponry and actually making good of it. Because I think Lillian was, or Leon, however you say it, was a player that stepped up massively in that second half. Their B defense was great coming into the retake as well. And also the timing on the Seekers, every single time we saw a teleport play come through from Tesco Meal Deal, they had that instant response when the ultimate was available, and I think that was a really nice sort of slight adjustment to how they were playing that, because both of these teams tried to use the teleporters quite a lot, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think I was necessarily too impressed with the implementation that we saw from both of them, because on a number of occasions it meant you had an incredibly top heavy execute towards Hookah or towards Showers, for example, when the players already moved up in that position, weren't ready to go, and it was just a bit like sporadic. But for the most part, like, really well played, I think, by both teams, to be honest. And it is unfortunate that TES aren't able to convert and end up losing that one.
Yeah, they do end up losing. But Hazza, we are a duo, but we've introduced someone new into the fold who we've been having a great time with, and I think we should get them back in. What do you think?
Yeah, no more third wheeling. Get him in.
Yeah, get him in. There he is.
Oh, look at that transition. That is clean.
Wow.
Hello, Blazy. How are you? Oh, I didn't hear that.
Oh man, that was such a good intro. I was like, all right, wait, go back. Try
get him. Send him off.
Yeah.
wait. Can I do like a I can do like a rope pull. We get both on the rope and then pull it. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1, heave. There he is. All right, welcome back.
That was the wrong way. Sorry, guys. Thank you.
You do it again. Send him off again. Send him off again. All right. You ready?
Right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, heave. All right, he's back.
There we go.
Nicely
Thanks,
done.
guys. I was lost in the nether realms for a moment there, but you guys gave me a lifeline, and now I am certainly back. What a game to close out that bracket for Group H. And you're absolutely right. That was indeed the qualifying round. One of those two teams was going to qualify through to the bracket, and it is going to be Tesco Meal Deal. Which, I mean, I'm not biased, but Tesco Meal Deal is let's just say pretty good. I like the name. That's about all I'm scanning for.
I mean, look, the Valorant was pretty much up to scratch with the name. I think it was like sort of a meal deal personified almost. Right? There were a couple of mistakes in there. Like that's the budget factor. But then But I was impressed with Packet of Crisps, to be honest. I think there are a couple of like 1vx situations which they navigated fairly nicely. Weren't able to clutch out on them, but like across the board looked to be a pretty decent player and came in with good utility usage as well.
Absolutely, and we have to talk about Yoru, right? Some excellent performances, truly a masterful knowledge of not just how to use his kit, but how to use it in stressful situations where stuff is hitting the fan all over the shop, and just the sheer creativity as well to use it as a recon tool. We saw a few times there on the defensive side, using it to ult down that kind of A main path, see where everyone's at, and then come back using that teleport. Really beautifully played.
Yeah, I think one of the better ways to use Yoru in a comp like that sometimes when you You see teams, sometimes they'll use the Raze and the Yoru, so you have that duelist, but then also have Yoru more like a second initiator, because they didn't have that second initiator in the comp that they were using. And like you said, you have the reconnaissance factor there as well, and also that disengage ability. I think using the gate crash correctly, it can be quite difficult, because you have a much bigger margin of essentially failing using it properly, because the chamber rendezvous is just a click snap and you're out of there. The jet dash is a lot better for traversing larger amounts of space sometimes and getting yourself out of a sticky situation. But yeah, really nice second thought, proactivity, and that kind of stuff. I don't know, it was a nicely played pick in the end. I had a couple of question marks coming in, but they made good of it.
So it's almost a shame that we can't see more of these teams from going from the pool to the bracket, because like looking at the other side, right, TES ladies put up such an excellent fight, coming back from a huge deficit and so nearly being able to pull it back, if not to the victory, at the very least to an overtime situation. But Scamildio really dug deep. What kind of things were the ladies doing to really flip that and give themselves that so picture perfect almost finish?
I mean, it's an interesting... I think... I don't want to take away from ladies, because realistically they were really stalwart on their defence. There's a lot of, I guess, coin flip moments that ended up falling in the favour of TES. I'm thinking again towards those long duels, the way that they stacked up there. But I'd say more it was what Tesco Meal Deal were doing wrong. I don't know if Hazza agrees with that.
Somewhat. It was being able to punish those mistakes and some of those strange committals that we saw with the TPs as well. But I feel like that's half the fun, right? We've been having fun here on the desk. They're having fun in the server, just making the most of the situation, right? And having a good time, all in support of this tournament and British Ukrainian aid.
Well, exactly. And you know what is the #1 quality of a Tesco meal deal? You eat it. It's nice and cheap. It's good quality, and it makes you feel refreshed and healthy. Look at this sandwich and tell me that this doesn't to you scream health bonus. And you know what else screams health bonus? Has a nice first aid kit or essential medicines shipped over to the wonderful people of Ukraine by our wonderful partners for today, which is the Ukraine Aid Fund. We've been supporting them all of today, and ladies and gents, if you haven't already and you have a lot to give or a little to give, or maybe somewhere in between, every single amount of dollars, euros, pounds, whatever you have to spare goes to helping out Ukrainian citizens, soldiers, and everything in between over on the front lines.
Yeah, I was gonna say your sandwich looks a lot better than mine. Mine is sort of,
oh boy,
yeah.
Jeez.
I'll be finishing that off after this game. Actually, I can't wait. But...
What have you got there? What's the sandwich?
I spoke about this before. It's quite bougie actually. I've got some honey glazed gammon and some brie in a panini. So there you go. Not my typical, but yeah, very very bougie. I'm liking the comically large lettuce inside of yours.
I like using a lot of lettuce in mine, but this is
that what LOL stands
artisanal sourdough bread. Cheddar cheese, ham, pickles, and of course lettuce.
Well, I was going to say, is that the? Have you sort of collected a trophy? Is that the head of a caterpillar? There, you know how like someone will mount a deer and its antlers on the wall. You've got like the head of the Asda caterpillar or whatever that is. Oh my god, that's sadistic.
It is actually the Tesco's own brand caterpillar.
Nice,
Selena.
Nice.
So there you go, and we're gonna go ahead and boost our health points by grabbing us some lunch and taking a short break between games. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gents, because we've got one more excellent match here in the Winter's Den.
It's a big true love, and I can't get enough. My heart falls in love with your Midas touch. A big true love, and I can't get enough. My heart falls in love with your Midas touch again.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize, right? I didn't realize that we were actually wrapping up. So let's get him back out. You ready? 3, 2, 1. There he is. All right, he's back.
Who summoned me? I was sleeping comfortably. Turns out, ladies and gents, that there isn't more esports for today. I'm very apologetic, Uwu. Please don't. Sadness. Can we get everyone's smallest violins? And we'll lament the
can
loss
light a
of the
candle
fourth and
if you
final
want.
game. But excellent. Yes. Light a candle, sing a violin song. But I wonder if we have the list of people who have qualified for the next round. Can we get that someplace? Because we are done with today's games, at the very least the ones that we are broadcasting out. Thank you very much, Hazza, for the sensual candle blowing. But we do have our 8 qualifying teams going into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's going to look a little bit different than it did today. First of all, it's not going to be the round robin format that we've been seeing so far. We are going to be moving into a single elimination bracket. Starting off, we've got the Hasbulla Fighters, not a team that we were able to see, but they were the team from Group A that qualified. Qualifying from all over the shop. I can't see the seeding anymore, so I'll just go through them. The first map for tomorrow, which will be streamed at 11 a.m. CET sharp, don't miss it, will be the Hasbulla Fighters versus the NAC NYK. Followed by Angry Titans and Tesco Meal Deal coming up in that second round. 2 teams we have seen today. Masked Muchachos and We Miss Her in that 4th game. Cat Go Kill and Feces in the final. Great, excellent. But that is going to be us for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here for our little event. We will be, as I said, continuing on tomorrow, starting from 11 a.m. CET. So don't miss it, or you'll be left out in the cold.
Walk on the embassy, I told you. Get a grip, G, let's do something. Well, it's better than just doing nothing. I'm your guru of the night, and I'm telling you to fight for every human's right. Me line, I might be God. I'm preaching. Way out of hand.
Silly sinner, what's the word? I heard you've been a bad one. Got your name on every turn, you know that this will happen. Always been one for trouble, yeah, like a good thrill, you can't get enough. Always empty the bottle, then you wanna get loud and ruin the fun. Always wanna act like you're the best damn thing, but you're really good at messing up everything. You're the worst. Always screaming for no reason, you're so violent. Every time you're walking, it gets quiet. You're a jerk and you don't even deny it. Yeah, you're the motherfucking worst. You're a psycho, mean, say one thing and then you scream. Got some problems with your noggin, but you take it out on me. You wanna tell everyone that you're the best, but so violent. Every time you walk in, it gets quiet. You're a jerk and you don't even deny it. Yeah, you're the motherfucking worst. You're the worst. Always screaming for no reason, you're so violent. Every time you walk in, it gets quiet. You're a jerk and you don't even